Chapter 121 Demon Civilization. It's really not easy to be a group owner. I have to go on a business trip to another world when I just came back. Fortunately, I have enough points in my hand, so I don't feel bad about buying a world breaker. The points that Bai Su obtained in Uncle Ying's world last time have not been squandered. Now there are traces of demons near Juxia City, which proves that the super god universe is very close to the outbreak of war. It's getting late. Demon civilization is one of the top civilizations in the super god universe. Its development can be traced back to before the Three Eternals. There were huge internal differences in the angel civilization. Bing believed that Geisha's civilization direction would eventually die out, because Geisha was arrogant. Denying the existence of the Pengu civilization, Liang Bing used the knowledge base of the super seminary to create the ultimate fear agnosticism, that is, the limit of civilization will eventually fall under the ultimate fear. The basis of this theory is, why is there no civilization more advanced than the angel civilization in the known universe? You must know that the angel civilization has only 10 eternal development history, and the universe was born 13.7 billion years ago. Under the comparison of huge data, no civilization with more than 10 eternal history can be found. This is the ultimate shadow of fear. This theory is identified by Geisha as an evil theory. In Geisha's academics, everything follows the laws of physics of the universe, and believes that the conditions for nurturing the ultimate civilization are very limited, and the angel civilization is uniquely endowed and is the only highest existence in the universe. After Geisha and Liang Bing finally broke apart, Liang Bing quickly conquered the demon civilization ruled by angels with his angel's ability and unparalleled charm, and led the civilization to rebel against the holy Geisha, who called themselves demons and ran rampant in the universe. Liang Bing then developed several civilizations to form the Great Demon Civilization, and established a base in a certain nebula to establish the Demon Nebula. As the leader of angel civilization, Geisha naturally cannot tolerate this kind of betrayal. The angel army under her leadership is the strongest combat force in the super god universe. It has the most advanced technology and super genetic technology. Every female angel is standard second-order gods, the best among them is third-order gods. They have repeatedly wiped out the demon civilization, and many setbacks have made the beautiful angel Liang Bing slowly become more extreme and irritable. In the case of the disparity in strength between the enemy, Liang Bing still survived. She had been exposed to the gene reincarnation technology in the super seminary, and realized this technology on her warriors. The demon warriors killed by angels kept resurrecting, stunned to drag this battle of gods for a few eternal. In fact, angel civilization has similar technology, but Geisha believes that resurrecting dead warriors is a blasphemy against the justice order. The so-called order of justice, to put it bluntly, is the theocracy of the holy Geisha. The angels have their own judgments on lower civilizations and creatures. If necessary, they can do anything to lower civilizations and execute any judgment. However, as a god of the highest wisdom, her judgment must be relatively fair. Geisha hopes to use the concept of justice to help backward civilizations establish their justice order, so many angels call them gods in other civilizations. But these judgments sometimes lead to wars and even the death of young angels. In fact, there is no need for Geisha to do this, but she hopes to protect all the weak life in the known universe, as well as civilization. This is the righteous order. Super God Universe, Chiwu Galaxy, Earth. The demon civilization has already been stationed on this ancient planet, and Liang Bing even used impulse technology to transport a cosmic main ship over. She knew that the next battle with the Angel Legion would start on Earth, so she made it in advance. Prepare. The enemies this time are not just as simple as the Angel Legion, but also the Stygian civilization of the god of death Karl, the civilization of the sun, and so on. There are a lot of powerhouses at the level of the Lord God. Comparatively speaking, the advantages of the demon civilization are not too obvious, but Liang Bing has also acquired a very good quality in countless battles, that is to cherish everyone who knows that the enemy is invincible and victory is out of reach, but desired to follow his comrades. She cherished them and shed tears for them countless times. Liang Bing also got closer and closer to his subordinates, and slowly became the indispensable goddess of his subordinates. In the dark and unfathomable universe, only the Queen of Cold Ice is the hope of all demons. The demons also gradually learned that the beliefs they pursue, the freedom to fall, are not as important as the happiness of the Queen of Bingbing. Because she is the Morgana of this universe, the world without her is a dark universe, and even the gold and silver angel armor cannot illuminate the fear of the universe in the heart of the devil. Therefore, when the angels shouted for justice to kill the general, the demons will always have only one slogan: for the Queen. My Lady Queen, the demons' gene reincarnation plan has been fully launched. Before the arrival of the angels, should we expand our power? If you need to expand, I suggest to conquer this planet first. If you use the plague, it will be completed in a few months. The humans here are the best materials for our warriors to reincarnate, and you can also choose suitable seeds to draw in. Beside Liang Bing, stood a humanoid monster more than 3 meters high and covered with black armor. Liang Bing's most trusted subordinate and one of the strongest warriors in the demon civilization. His name was Otto. In the Fraser civilization, he is said to be an ancient sword demon. He has followed Liang Bing to fight for more than 8,000 years, starting from the lowest level of soldiers, fighting step by step, and finally being transferred to the central command room. When Liang Bing was hit hard many times, he fully supported and protected the queen behind her. Yes, he fell in love with Liang Bing deeply, and pressed this love firmly in the bottom of his heart, only using actions to show his loyalty. The actual combat ability of the demon warrior itself is still inferior to that of the angel warrior. The comrades around him are far more dead than expected, and the cannon fodder of those low-level civilizations is even more numerous. His past record is not a penultimate, but it is already relatively high in the demon army. He defeated 23 angels in his life, of which he successfully killed about 10 angel warriors. In the last war, his body was destroyed, and Liang Bing deliberately preserved his genes and memories, and found a human named Yu Baosheng as a carrier in Huang village of Juxia City to resurrect him. No way. What do you want to make my beloved planet look like? Try not to destroy everything here. You have no idea how important this planet is. If it's really that simple, why are all the eyes of the heavens gathered here? Are those main gods wanted? Liang Bing shook his head and denied Atto's proposal. Chapter 122 Yellow Village Incident. What does the queen mean? Although the devil Atto looks ferocious, he is a docile little puppy in front of Liang Bing. The 3-meter-tall man, with his head lowered, and he calmly surveyed Liang Bing's body. Such an evil figure. Worthy of being the demon queen known as Morgana. Which force does this planet belong to now? I heard that there is a giant gorge on South Blue, right? The legacy of the Super Seminary. The commander is the madman Dukao who launched the war in the Dino Galaxy. First clean up these troublemakers and collect the super genes on the planet. I have a hunch that this battle will be very beneficial. Liang Bing didn't care about her subordinate's gaze. She had lived a few eternal lives, and she had never seen a few men who were not lewd. A lunatic like Carl, the god of death, would often crack her channel password and send all kinds of disgusting messages. Confession. It's a pity that her ambition is not here. As a main god, what she pursues is far beyond the cognition of ordinary people. She also has a love in her heart, and she has paid a lot of eternal efforts for this. Single for a few eternals, she fell from an angel to a demon. She has become a lot rougher. She is usually sloppy. She even painted herself a monster makeup, but even such a bad makeup cannot hide her natural beauty. After all, she was one of the 3 kings of angels. The subordinate understands. Immediately start preparing for the South Blue operation, and lock the target Dukao. Analyzing South Blue Fleet communications. Channel passwords. Invasion of the database succeeded. After the demons received Liang Bing's order, they immediately entered the pre-war preparation stage. It has to be said that the teamwork honed after several eternal wars is terrible. The Angel Legion has abused so many times, and finally made a lot of progress. The invasion of higher civilizations into lower civilizations is almost crushing. For example, this operation of the Demon Civilization directly reads the database of the South Blue Fleet. What Super Seminary, what Black Great Wall, what Black Armor Plan. Just like a Naked the Beauty, there is no more secret at all. The background of the Super Seminary is very amazing. It was created by the top civilization in the universe, the Kamigawa civilization, but it can no longer be reduced to the present. The technology that Dukao brought from the Dino Galaxy is at best an aerospace-level civilization, and the gap between demon civilization is too great. Juxia City, Yellow Village. This was originally a village with beautiful mountains and clear waters, where hundreds of families lived and worked in peace and contentment, but now the land is bare, let alone people, not even a dog has survived, and there is a sense of resentment everywhere. Brother Bai, why do I think it's cold here? It was completely blocked a week ago. It must be a big deal that so many people disappeared at once. The official explanation is that it was hit by a large meteor, which caused the tragedy. Quote. Jie Shaolun shrank his neck. He had 3 generations of divine bodies, he still had too little knowledge and combat experience. When he came to such a place, he felt a little stage fright when he felt the aura of this place. Is that what the experts said again? Those rubbish people just know how to spread rumors and enjoy themselves if they don't take any money. They also say that the big chrysanthemum over Juxia City is a phenomenon of spatial refraction. Quote. Bai Su's tone was a bit cold. The Wongkun incident happened so quickly. As a human being, he was still uneasy when he saw aliens do wrong. Hey! You two, get out of here quickly. Hurry up and leave, the warning area is not allowed to approach. This time, several soldiers with heavy weapons rushed towards Bai Su and Jie Shaolun. Judging from their vigorous skills, they should not be ordinary troops, but special troops that deal with difficult events. Hands up. What's the purpose of being here? Come on. They surrounded the two of them, and they looked like they were waiting. It seemed that the Wongkun incident had touched the sensitive nerves above. Brother Bai, they look so nasty. Why don't we go away now? How about I invite you to eat hot pot when we go back to the city? Jie Shaolun rolled his eyes and blinked at Bai Su. He is a good college student. If he can't explain clearly, what kind of hat will he be put on, but he will be in trouble. Be nervous, we are experts invited by the Juxia Municipal Bureau to investigate the Wongkun incident. Do you know Chi Rin? Isn't she over there? Bai Su smiled, but he was very calm. This time he came to the Chaoshan universe to change into a black uniform, which looked even more mysterious. Chi Rin. Is that the first sniper contestant? Is she at the scene? As soon as the soldiers heard the name, their hostility suddenly decreased by half. They still knew a little about the name of the first female policewoman in Juxia City. Last year, the national sniper competition was not limited to men and women. Nere Rose surprised everyone. Coupled with Chi Rin's excellent appearance, I don't know how many people secretly think about it. Yes. Look in that direction. Bai Su pointed in one direction, and everyone's eyes shifted, just in time to see a pretty figure. Sister Chi Rin. Jie Shaolun calmly took 2 steps back and hid on Bai Su's body. Last time, he was taken away by Chi Rin because of a fight with Lu Chuang. Although he didn't suffer any grievances in the situation, it was still a little shadowy. That's right, the two of them are experts invited by the City Bureau. Really sorry for not letting you know in advance. Chi Rin, wearing a white uniform, walked over with catwalks, and even helped Bai Su to exonerate. This misunderstanding was solved. Ha ha. Sister Chi's words are too outrageous. We are all brothers, and we are too nervous. Boy, you are lucky. There is a chance to treat you to a drink. The soldier in the lead motioned for everyone to put away their weapons and said smoothly. Before leaving, he took a deep look at Bai Su, and he also saw that Chi-Rin was a little unusual to Bai Su. Zizzo. Beauties are treated differently, and they'll be dismissed after a few words. Attitude is very good. It seems that you can not only get along in the city bureau. Bai Su whistled at Chi-Rin and said jokingly. As soon as he came to Wangkun, he sensed Chi-Rin's breath, so Zhe Xiaolun was thinking about leaving without even noticing it. Tell me, how did you come to a place like this? If I guess right, you two are super gene owners. Chi-Rin put his hands in front of Shang and asked with a bad face. Chapter 123 Abduct Chi-Rin. Chi-Rin also won the honor of number 1 in the National Martial Arts competition. She has met too many outstanding people along the way, but Bai Su made her completely invisible. Then, because of such a trivial matter as a fight between hooligans, Bai Su went directly to the city bureau and demanded that Zhe Xiaolun be released. The order turned out to be transferred from South Blue. Too mysterious. Later, she inquired about it. Lu Chuang, who happened to be involved, entered the training camp of the South Blue Army, possessed some kind of super gene, and now his level is even higher than her. The identities of Bai Su and Zhe Xiaolun are even more unpredictable. Super gene. You even know this. You have grown a lot during this period of time. You have super genes left over from the Kamigawa civilization in your body. Although it is only the first generation of gods, it is enough. I'm here to, something to do, such as pulling out the originator of the Yellow Village world and beating it up. Bai Su's impression of Chi-Rin is still very good. This woman knows how to think and has a good sense of proportion. Although she is a super gene of the first generation of Kamigawa, she will grow into a super war sniper in the future. If you give her a suitable weapons, may be able to hunt the gods. What Kamigawa civilization? Bai Su, I warn you, the Wangkun incident is very sensitive, and many high-level eyes are gathered here. Don't make trouble, otherwise. Chi-Rin did not believe the other party's words. She has been an ordinary human since she was a child, and there can be no strange things in her body. To be honest, if she hadn't met today, she really didn't want to have a relationship with Bai Su. The identity of the other party is too mysterious. As for the last sentence, she treated the other party as a joke, an existence that could make hundreds of people disappear out of thin air, and must not be easily provoked. Don't you believe it yet? Why is your appearance so beautiful that even the hard training didn't leave many traces on your body? Because your super genes have shaped you like this. Although ordinary bullets will it hurts you, but it's hard to kill, but the recovery time is slower. While chatting with Chi-Rin, Bai Su selected tasks from the system's task list. There were even more tasks in the super universe than in the Hokage world. There are also a lot of achievements, just like he just spread the knowledge of super genes with Chi-Rin, and achieved a little achievement after a certain period of time. The name is Chat with the Goddess. What kind of otaku would have such a desire? Found it. His eyes lit up, and he found a long list about Liangbing in the task list. It seems that the ideal types of two-dimensional fans are almost the same. Mission 1, Queen Terminator. Recover the 3 Kings of Angels, and you can get 5,000 points for each captured one. Mission 2, Defeat Apocalypse King Liangbing. Press the Apocalypse King Liangbing on the ground and rub it, and you will be rewarded with 1,500 points. Mission 3, Destroy the Demon Civilization, reward 10,000 points. The strongest demon is only a third-order god. Although the demon civilization possesses gene reincarnation technology, it cannot revive warriors above the third order, and there is only one main god-level powerhouse. If the main god is killed, the demon civilization will only be left with scattered sand. The types of tasks are very rich. Bai Su will pick out the ones with the highest rewards, and he will gain a lot of money after finishing this vote. Although Liangbing is a master god, he is already invincible after obtaining the Void Sutra, and he can complete the task even if he makes a sneak attack. It's time for us to go, Chi-Rin, and we'll talk when you have time. Bai Sota made up his mind. He took Jie Xiaolun to bid farewell to Chi-Rin. He had to think about how to locate the demon Queen Lian Bing, and he was caught off guard. Although he has obtained half of the Void Sutra, he has never had time to practice. Otherwise, as long as his realm improves a little bit, it is estimated that he will be able to directly sense the hiding place of the demon main battleship. Wait, if you really have the ability to trace the location of the perpetrator, can you take me with you? At this time, Chi-Rin suddenly stopped Bai Su. Her intuition was always accurate. If she followed the man in front of her, she would get closer to the truth of the matter. She's been JC for a while, and to her, the truth is so important that it's worth risking her life to explore. Are you ready? Okay, use binoculars to observe on the periphery, but you can't enter the core battlefield. I don't have time to protect you. Bai Su thought for a while, nodded, and brought Chi-Rin with him. After a little training, he could harvest a super war sniper and a Cosmos-class main ship with one shot. Okay, I'll go get the equipment and be right back. Chi-Rin nodded, and she trotted back all the way. When she came back, she already had an L115A6 long-range super sniper rifle in her hand. It was claimed to be the best sniper rifle in the world, and its value was comparable to a sports car. Look at what? She has a soft spot for sniper guns. Gun was the prize of the last national competition and has been treasured by her all the time. When she raised her head, she suddenly found that Jie Xiaolun's eyes were a bit wrong, so she asked. Nothing. With Chi-Rin joining in, I feel overwhelmed with security. Jie Xiaolun said hesitantly. In fact, he had a bit of a shadow on Chi-Rin's uniform. Now that he saw this woman walking over with a weapon, he felt uncomfortable. Chi-Rin, where to go next? Do you have transportation? We don't need transportation, let's go back to the company first, let's come together. Su touched his nose. This weapon can be used in normal combat, but it is a bit lacking to deal with demons. All demon warriors are also equipped with the first-generation divine body as standard, like the demon Otto, who lived faster than Eternal, and has evolved. At the second-order god body, this weapon can at most hit a minor injury. He didn't bother to explain, he took the two to a remote place, stepped down one step, a complex formation lit up, and when the two came back to their senses, they had already returned to the center of Juxia. I'm going. This is the most luxurious area in Juxia City, 100,000 square meters. Jie Xiaolun found himself in an old castle-like building, with no neighbors nearby. Opening the windows was an endless garden. You must know that this is the center of the city. Just outrageous. I paid for it, forgot to tell you, I'm probably one of the richest people on the planet now. Bai Su lay down on the sofa, and the virtuous robot maid brought a cup of coffee. This ancient castle is completely dominated by technology, and the future is very strong. Jie Xiaolun, what? You have only been to this world twice, how can you be so rich? Chapter 124 Void Technology. I didn't expect that the people in Dukou didn't seem to care much about money. Tony sent me a set of initial formulas for artificial intelligence, and such a large amount of wealth was gathered in such a short period of time. Jarvis, are you there? Bai Su snapped his fingers, and an illusory object appeared in the hall. Jarvis is a quite intelligent system. The full name is just another rather very intelligent system, which has been input into the strongest technology of Stark Industries. Diving into the network of this planet has naturally evolved a lot. Hello, sir, according to your instructions, the assets under your name are second only to the Angel Fund and the Super Seminary, and are the third largest wealth force on this planet. This transformed into an illusory screen showing the assets under Bai Su's name, and the entire planet was occupied. I'm going, Tony is amazing here. No wonder he can become the richest man in the Marvel world. He really has two brushes. Jie Xiaolun couldn't help but stunned inwardly. The speed of accumulation of wealth was faster than robbery. He didn't know much about the super seminary, but he had heard of angel funds. It was the legacy of angel civilization on this planet. For thousands of years, it has controlled more than 50% of the voice and wealth, and has managed angels into a kind of faith, with countless believers. It is incredible that Bisus wealth can appear on the same list as the angel fund. I want to try, can I evolve Jarvis to a level above the aerospace grade technology, and use it to locate the position of the demon civilization? It's a bit of a gamble, how do you know if you don't try? Bisu has accumulated more than 10,000 points because of this plan. In the Super God universe, technology is the primary productive force. If the gap in technology level is too large, there will be a situation in the Battle of South Blue, and the demon civilization steals it silently. With all the intelligence and information of the Giant Gorge is just like a target. Dukao was directly killed by the God Killer with wormhole technology. Brother Bai, what do you mean? Use the Avenue Furnace. 1,000 points at a time. No one in our group has used that function. Jie Xiaolun's reaction this time was quite quick, and he immediately thought of the function of the Avenue Furnace, which could increase the level of items by leaps and bounds, but there were risks, and it might be a waste of time. He hesitated for a long time, and finally chose the Tao Enlightenment function. For all, Tao Enlightenment was a real improvement, and he didn't have any weapon exercises that needed to be upgraded. If he wanted to upgrade the 3-generation Divine Body, 1,000 points would definitely not be enough. You don't understand this. Brother, I will teach you a word, give it a try, and turn a bicycle into a motorcycle. Young people, how can you do without a dream? Look at me. Bisu chuckled lightly, and Jie Xiaolun gave a thumbs up convincingly because of his unrestrained bearing. To say who is the most generous in spending money in the dimensional chat group, Brother Bai recognizes the second, and no one dares to be the first. What the hell are you talking about? Qirin was sitting on the sofa with the sniper rifle in her arms. She felt that the content of the conversation between the two was too profound. She was a talented student who couldn't understand it all, but she figured out that this ancient castle was Bisus private property. Often patrols the city, and when she passes by, she thinks this is a green belt planned by the city. Who would have known that the castle inside is actually a private asset? It's too extravagant. However, after eating a few bites of snacks, she ignored the topic of the two and sat in the castle to enjoy the scenery, which was really a unique enjoyment. Would you like to upgrade the artificial intelligence? This operation needs to consume 1,000 points. The Avenue Furnace has a chance of failure, and the probability will increase accordingly for each failure. Bisu bit Kiba and clicked the OK button directly. Ding! Congratulations to the host's successful advanced artificial intelligence, which is currently equivalent to the level of aerospace level technology, and can directly read the information of any computer on this planet. He didn't expect to succeed so easily, and the upgrade was done once for 1,000 points. He checked it, and it was not impossible to crack the firewall of the South Blue Giant Gorge according to the current level of technology, but the time was a little long. Nice. I like this feeling of spending small money to do big things. Successfully advance once, it will really go against the sky. Blow me up. Ding. Sorry, the smart system failed to upgrade. Fry again. Ding. Sorry, the smart system failed to upgrade. Fry. Failed to advance. ... Bisu actually expected this result, but when it happened, his face was still not very good. This time it was a bit worse than the last time. At least half a step of the Void Sutra was blown up. This time, I scored 10,000 points, and there was not even a shadow. More than 10,000 points. Just like that. Is the system your uncle cheating and pitting Lao Su's points? Brother Bai, how is it? Has the artificial intelligence been promoted successfully? Jie Xiaolun waited anxiously beside him, and said such a sentence without dying. Bisu set his eyes on him without saying a word, and the atmosphere gradually became embarrassing. Bai Su, Xiaolun, do you believe in Brother Bai? Jie Xiaolun, believe. Believe in Brother Bai, you will have eternal life, why don't I believe it? Su, okay, you lend me 500 points. When my brother has more money, he will be the first to pay you back. Jie Xiaolun, Brother Bai, you are serious. ... Except for Bai Su, the other members of the group can be said to be frugal, and every point of points wants to be spent on the blade, like the avenue furnace that has never been touched. Is 500 points really enough? I don't have any more. Brother Bai, I sent it to you. Please check it carefully. Jie Xiaolun didn't hesitate, and directly contributed his points. It takes 1,000 points to comprehend the Tao once, so they usually cherish it and don't want to fight like Bai Su. Ding! This operation triggers a special event. The artificial intelligence has successfully advanced 2 levels. The probability is 0.000384%, and it is currently at the void technology level. Void technology. Beyond the current technological level of understanding of the universe, it can communicate with any civilized galaxy in the universe, and even crack the treasure house of the Lord God, unlocking the knowledge and secrets of the Lord God. Seeing this result, Bai Su finally broke into a cold sweat for himself. Now Jarvis has settled down in his mind. The artificial intelligence of the void level is comparable to the big clock left over from the Kamigawa civilization, and the calculation speed is immeasurable. Brother Bai, have you advanced successfully? Jie Xiaolun asked cautiously from the side. He was really afraid that Bai Su would not be able to withstand the blow of failure, and more than 10,000 points have been hit, which is obviously over the top. Chapter 125 Women's Court. Sword World. Zhang Ming went down to Shushan. He immediately became busy, and unconsciously left behind what happened in the dimensional chat. When he came to the foot of the mountain, the plague had already been discovered in the middle stage. The fatality rate of this plague was not particularly high, but it spread widely. Even in this era of no high-speed transportation, it infected half of the state. With the support of so many petri dishes, the disease began to mutate, and the fatality rate climbed further, with many villages dying to only half their population. Old man, drink this medicine. Every time Zhang Ming went to a place, he stayed and boiled medicine day and night. This task was actually a test for the head of Shushan. As long as he could manage the epidemic well, he could take over the position of head after returning to Shushan. Doctor, someone made trouble and spilled all the medicine. Come and have a look. When Zhang Ming fantasized about how to carry forward Taoism after becoming the head of Shushan, someone hurriedly came over. Who? Show me. He frowned slightly, put down his work temporarily, and followed the other side to the other side of the village. When he got there, he found a man lying on the ground, ignoring the dissuasion of others, refusing to take medicine and losing his temper. Kunzi doesn't get to eat, no matter how you persuade, I just don't drink his medicine. This man is the only scholar in the village. He failed the 3 exams. Although he didn't get any fame, he kept the dogmas in the book in his heart. This. Zhang Ming was stunned by the sight, a little helpless. For 20 years, he has been cultivating in Shushan, and his interpersonal relationship is simple. As he encountered such an unreasonable person. I still don't want to save you for free. Could it be that I have to kneel on the ground and beg you to drink medicine? Brother, don't get excited. When he was at a loss, a fragrant wind blew by, and he took a closer look, and a woman in white slowly walked over. This woman has bright eyes and white teeth, swaying, and a frown seems to affect the soul of a person. The woman's hand is on the sour Shokai's chest. It's okay to drink poison. The contradiction is solved like this. Sometimes a woman's words and eyes are enough to change a lot of things. Mr. Zhang. After the woman called for a long time, Zhang Ming woke up from the trance. The master once warned him that the woman under the mountain was a tiger and told him to stay away. Now he has forgotten all those dogmas. I'm Zhang Ming, the girl is. Zhang Ming realized his gaffe and coughed to hide his embarrassment. My name is Nuyuan. I heard that Mr. Zhang is skilled in medicine and has the will to save the world, so I came here because of his name. Why don't you let me stay and help you? I also want to save sentient beings from suffering and accumulate countless merits. Nuyuan's eyes are like water, and she looks at Zhang Ming tenderly. Even if the man is hard-hearted, he will be shaken. Aren't you afraid of contracting the disease? Ming felt that a certain door in his body had been opened, and the woman in front of him looked like a glowing jade bodhisattva. Even if he was cultivating the Tao, he couldn't help but want to approach. How can I be afraid of the mere blight with the gentleman here? Nuyuan covered her mouth isho, with her own infinite style, and Zhang Ming was stunned again. Ha ha ha. Good. It's rare for a girl to have such a heart of a bodhisattva. Zhang Ming, will definitely keep the girl safe in one day. Being so praised by the fairy, Zhang Ming suddenly felt a sense of pride in his chest. Shushan Taoism is ever-changing. From today onwards, Zhang Ming's life has become a little more colorful. Before, he rescued the common people in order to complete the test of the master, but now he sincerely likes it here. On what? Chi continent. In the desert near the Jama Empire, Dai is retreating, the blue snake tail is slowly swaying, and the peculiar grudge actually makes the surrounding space unstable. Suddenly, she opened her eyes, the blue light in her eyes skyrocketed by 2 inches, a tyrannical wave swept the entire desert, and the serpent warriors who sensed the breath fell to their knees one after another, shouting the queen's name. No. Butterfly. She broke through. Queen Medusa was holding a meeting in the conference hall. After sensing the breath of the butterfly, she immediately got up and turned into a red storm to the retreat place. Now the butterfly has returned to normal aura, and her eyes flashed playful colors. You girl. It would be nice if you worked so hard in normal times. Queen Medusa shook her head helplessly. This child is too playful, and such a good talent was wasted in vain. How could Do Huang be so good at breaking through? I don't know how many days it will be stuck in this bottleneck for half a lifetime, or even unable to break through, but Dai just worked hard for a period of time, and then she was promoted. Haha, sister, I miss you so much. Now can I go to Bai Sus World for a vacation? If that big pig's hoof finds another reason to shirk, you have to teach him a good lesson for me. Butterfly jumped over happily, hugging Medusa's snow-white neck and acting like a spoiled child. If it wasn't for going out to play, God would have known that she would drag on for a few years before breaking through Do Huang. People really need appropriate pressure. All right. How do you go to the human world with this look? I bought you a phantom pill at the auction, you can take it before you go. Queen Medusa has a doting look in her eyes. She cherishes her sister incomparably. This time her sister wants to go out to play, she has considered everything. Phantom pill is not a low-level elixir. As the name suggests, it can make Warcraft transform into a human race. If the snake people break through Dozong, they don't need the illusion pill, but the strength of the butterfly is not enough. At present, it needs the assistance of this pill to completely transform into a human form. Wow! Phantom Dan, sister, I love you so much. Butterfly jumped up again happily. At any time, her sister is her best person. If necessary, she is also willing to make sacrifices for her sister. Super God World. Bai Sugung evolved artificial intelligence to the Void Realm and began to experiment with specific functions. Jarvis, turn on the scan and find me where the demon civilization is hiding. Scanning is starting, please be patient. 3, 2. Boom. A huge roar exploded in Bai Sus' mind. He did not expect that this void-level scan would bring such a huge flow of information. If his realm was not high enough, he would probably crash like a computer. All things in the universe, stars, black holes, manifested directly in his mind. Void technology is an existence that makes the main god of angelic civilization, the holy Geisha, find it difficult. Even if he is a master, he does not want to equip the angel army on a large scale. Chapter 126 Shock the Heavens. Thu set the goal to be a demon civilization. His original intention was to find the demon main ship on the Earth. Unexpectedly, Jarvis directly launched a search in the entire super god universe, which alarmed many main god-level existences. Angel civilization. Who's spying on the Sky City, a sub-biological search engine? Could it be? An ancient existence in the temple opened her eyes. With long golden hair, fair skin, and armor with mysterious runes, she is the Holy Geisha, one of the oldest civilizations in the main biological civilization, the Angel Civilization. Supreme Leader. Yan, come over here, I have some things for you to do. She thought a lot at this moment. She tapped the throne with her green fingers, and said to herself. Angel Yan is her holy guardian left wing, the most loyal guardian, and one of the 3 warriors equipped with secondary biological engines, i.e., the void engine that she personally transformed. Yes, I'll be right over here. In the central city of the Angel Nebula hanging at the top of the universe, there are only tens of thousands of beautiful angels, and less than 10,000 angel warriors have super genes of the 2nd generation. Civilization can span huge galaxies, and has a very intuitive master for the entire universe galaxy tree, which can pass through each other through the highest technology, has the highest eternal energy system, that is, stellar energy, and many such as antimatter energy, dark energy, etc., and has opened eternal age of life. Under the leadership of the Holy Geisha, the footprints of the angels are all over the entire super-divine universe. Wherever the angels go, they are within the scope of the rule of justice and order, and no one can violate the rules. Styx civilization. Interesting technology. Did it come from the Chiwu galaxy? The heavens have not yet come. Which one went ahead? An illusory figure floated in the sky above Dead Song Academy like a ghost. The Styx civilization did not have a particularly strong military force, but it still ranked among the first-class civilizations because there was a main god, the death god Karl. When the super seminary was established in the City of Angels, Karl was a tutor of the academy. He has been studying the Pengu civilization hundreds of millions of years ago and came up with a concept of ultimate fear. Liang Bing participated in this research, and since then, academic contradictions have arisen within the angelic civilization. The premise of ultimate fear, Karl, the god of death, proposed the ultimate void, and decrypted the technology of the super-genetic code after the Holy Geisha. Until the god of death Karl proposed the void quality at a research report meeting, there was a huge disagreement within the entire super seminary. The Heavenly Blade King Lian Bing, who continued to study, was classified as an outlier. And Karl was even worse, and was directly expelled by the Holy Geisha with a word. Karl left the super seminary and went to the Dark Nebula on his journey. After passing through the Styx civilization, he came up with the idea of building a first-class civilization. If he helped the Styx civilization to become an existence comparable to the Angel civilization, naturally no one would dare to say no to him. Character. At that time, the Styx civilization was still in the era of tribal wars, and Karl spent about 3,000 years to help them develop into the space age, and became a loyal army of Karl's dark forces. He named the galaxy where the Styx civilization is located as the Styx Galaxy, and prayed that, like the Kamigawa Galaxy, the radiance of death would be sprinkled into the universe. But this experiment failed in the end. The reason why the angel civilization can become a first-class civilization is because the angels themselves are the most perfect creatures in the supernatural universe, and the background of the Styx civilization is too poor. After that, Karl left with 2 Eternals. The technology of the Gluttonous Legion under the Styx civilization stayed in the field of aerospace, and there was no progress at all. After completely giving up on the Styx civilization, Karl went to the Dark Nebula for research. During the research process, he did some terrifying and disgusting things, that is, let the life of several planets die. He used the big clock to track down some void substances, which were not controlled by ordinary bodies. He did not try it on himself, but armed the first batch of void warriors with machine bodies. The experiment was a success. Next, all he has to do is to absorb the void matter into his body to complete a great transformation. Sun Civilization. Pyramid of Emperor Hongkun, the ruler of the last generation of the scorching sun. There was a long sigh. Since the Battle of Denuo, Emperor Hongkun has disappeared. The rumor of vitality has now become a recognized fact. But in fact, there has always been a pair of eyes on Liang Star, spying on everything in the dark, quietly waiting for the opportunity to come. The Liang civilization belongs to the development of the Kamigawa civilization and has its own branch of the Super Seminary, so its scientific and technological strength should not be underestimated. Under the guidance of Kirin, they independently developed and created the Sun God that can drive the stars. The Sun God project is a vast God-building plan. In order to resonate the super gene energy and the nuclear fusion effect of the Sun, the blazing Sun civilization actually consumed a total of 9 stars before finally realizing its capabilities. On the surface, the purpose of their Helios plan is to respond to natural disasters caused by the Sun, adjust the Sun's temperature and energy, so as to achieve stable and safe use of solar energy for the benefit of mankind. But in the generation of Emperor Hongkun, the small Liang civilization can no longer accommodate his ambitions. He cheated his death through the Battle of Denuo, and now he has sent his granddaughter Emperor Lina to Earth. Plans are very big. ... Ding! The position of the main ship of the demon civilization has been locked, and the data information reading is turned on. Demon Queen Liangbing is preparing for the battle, targeting the South Blue Fleet, and will launch a god-killing operation against Commander Dukao. Bai Su didn't know the changes of the major civilizations in the Super God universe. He quickly located the location of Liangbing with the help of artificial intelligence. It turned out that they had been lurking near Juxia City. Zhe Xiaolun, let's go. It's time for us to go to work, take you to see the demon civilization, and tell you that everyone's identity is so hot. Bai Su is full of energy now, and whether or not he saved Dukao's life indirectly, points and achievement points are the most important. Really beauties. The last photo I found on the forum was of a monster with muscles all over its body. Don't lie to me, brother Bai. If a female demon grows like that, it won't be disgusting. Zhe Xiaolun has also learned a lot now. He has to think about what Bai Su said to him, and his intuition tells him that there are no good-looking female warriors in the demon civilization. Don't worry. When did I fool you? Bai Su patted Zhe Xiaolun on the shoulder. This is just talking nonsense with his eyes open. The devil has no women at all men, and his face is extremely ugly. However, there is a devil queen who is the most beautiful in the world, but Liangbing is not a devil at all, but a former angel king. Chapter 127 Bai Su Live Room. You mean demons? Where are they? Ren is worthy of being a strictly trained sniper. When he heard the news of the enemy, he immediately picked up the sniper rifle and his eyes were full of murderous intent. Beauty, this weapon won't come in handy later, forget it, since you're so belligerent. Jarvis, help this beauty prepare a god-killing weapon. Bai Su shook his head helplessly. This girl is more belligerent than him. After possessing the void technology, many equipments do not need to be provided by him, and can be directly obtained from the enemy's armament library. Understood. Hello Miss Chi Rin. This is the most advanced sniper rifle of the demon civilization, plus 50 shots of the God Killer No. 1 projectile. It can easily penetrate a generation of gods, and I have found 2 sets of armor for you, which can be used for very good defense. Quote. This used wormhole technology to transport the best 2 sets of equipment in the demon main ship, and forcibly erase the positioning devices on the equipment. This is the effect of technology crushing. It can even be calculated to the demon main ship. Defense loopholes directly open the wormhole in the cockpit, providing the best output environment for the god-killing operation. I'll go, this armor. The sense of technology is as good as the steel armor invented by Tony. Jay Xiaolun's eyes lit up when he saw the battle armor. This kind of treatment is also very good. It's like buying a set of battle armor with Izumi and spending hundreds of points, and this is a free gift. Jarvis has calculated Jay Xiaolun's combat power, and specially selected a flame-level weapon for him. This weapon can kill the second generation of gods. At the entire demon civilization, it is also one of the few weapons. Your technology is too strong. I have never seen wormhole technology in the city bureau. Will this sniper rifle be given to me in the future? Chirin did not shy away from the two satyrs by her side, and put on the battle armor. This armor is very close-fitting and shows her perfect curve well. The armor is also matched with a helmet with satellites. The positioning system is like a hang-up for a super war sniper. Although she has not undergone training, as long as she holds a sniper rifle in her arms, she naturally has the temperament of an elite warrior. Her code name in the original plot is God's Retribution, and now she is about to be born. Isn't it just a weapon? How much do you want in the future? How much I will provide you, let's fight. Sue smiled. With a wave of his hand, a wormhole door appeared. After passing through, he came to another location in Juxia City. There was a huge spaceship docked in the sky, which was the main ship of the demon civilization. Chirin, I'll ask Jarvis to transmit the screen to you in a while. Pay attention to grasping the opportunity, and be sure to protect yourself first. The devil can't be killed. Bai Su patted Chirin on the shoulder and motioned her to find a place to hide. As for him and Jay Xiaolun, he and Jay Xiaolun were going to attack Wanglong and give Liang Bing some color. Ding! Bai Su started the live broadcast. Entered the live room with Izumi Sagiri. Uncle Ying entered the live room. Strongest man in the world entered the live room. Kuroko Shirai entered the live room. Chao Feng entered the live room. Entering the live broadcast room with the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Medusa entered the live room. Tokasaki Kurumi entered the live room. Zhang Ming entered the live room. ... And Izumi Sagiri, my god. Jay Xiaolun, where did the armor on your body come from? It looks too handsome. I want it, I want it. 10 school beauties this year. Brother Bai sent it to me. We are now preparing to attack the demon main ship in the sky. There are 3 people in total, not in the sun, brothers. By the way, the big knife in my hand is of the flame level. The weapon Austria can easily kill the second generation of gods. Jay Xiaolun is still very excited. It's been a while since the last team battle. At that time, he didn't show his strength at all. Now he wants to make a big fight to drive these evil creatures out of the earth and defend his homeland. Thinking that most of the world's people are enjoying peace, and he silently picks up the burden of saving the planet, isn't this a hero? And Izumi Sagiri, no. The two of you must have some kind of relationship. The master of the group is too kind to you. I have pity on the steel armor that I spent hundreds of points on. Ooh. Ding. Uncle Ying gave 3 purple talismans as a reward. Uncle Ying, I can't go to support. This purple talisman is my hard work. If I can help a little bit, I'm lucky. Lin Zhengying speaks very modestly. He has improved 2 realms in succession through enlightenment. Now his cultivation has grown a lot. The Dragon Tiger Mountain Heavenly Master who appeared in Renjia Town last time can only draw purple talismans. From this aspect look, he's already great. Body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, hey. My armor is for mortals, okay. You see that Jay Xiaolun's armor is completely for super soldiers. Ordinary people can't show their strength if they wear them. Don't cry. It's a big deal, I'll develop a new weapon to help you upgrade it for free. And Izumi Sagiri, not only free upgrades, but also lifetime free maintenance, or I'll cry. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Ding! With the body of a mortal, the gods rewarded 30 kilograms of gold bars. kind of battle, Tony dare not boast that the battle armor he developed can work. After all, Jay Shaolun wears a lot of black technology in the battle armor, which is specially made for the gods. Apart from weapons, he has nothing else. Can only reward some gold. Why? So poor that only money is left. Medusa, attention to safety out at Beizu. Tokusaki Kurumi, finish the fight early, I'll send you fu out by SU. ... Medusa didn't expect that just after she sent a message, Tokusaki Kurumi immediately took one, which was definitely a provocation, but she was not worried about it. She had seen Kurumi before, and she couldn't surpass herself in terms of strength and beauty, and she was a little nervous. It is estimated that men will not like this type. Thank you for reminding us, we are starting to fight, Jay Shaolun is ready. Oh, Sage Art. Susano. Baisu directly summoned Susano, just like the heaven and the earth, standing upright. Compared to it, the main ship of the demon civilization is like a doll. Open. Susano slashed down with a giant sword in his hand, and the protection of the demon main ship was as fragile as paper. Just hearing a click, the main body was completely exposed in front of Susano. Boom. A terrifying explosion sounded, and Baisu's strike was like a god coming into the world, slicing the demon's main ship from the beginning to the end, directly cutting it into two pieces. Chapter 128 Crazy Cold Ice. Damn it. What's going on here? Stay. Even Geisha's Bicha is here, so I can't do it without saying hello. Liang Bing is studying this battle plan with her subordinates in the command center, as well as the future plan for Angel Civilization, but the next moment the mountains are shaken, she senses that the demon main ship has fallen, and this blow loses at least 30% combat power. When she came to the outside world using the wormhole technology, she found that the giant who stood above the sky couldn't help but lose control of her emotions. Bicha. Where did UTM come from? Did Nyan fuck you? You are going to declare war with the demon civilization, but have you thought about the consequences? She is very unfamiliar with Baisu's aura. Since Eternal, she has dealt with almost all the main gods in the universe, but she has never seen such a person. She will split her nest at every turn, even if the holy Geisha do never been so cruel. And Izumi Sagiri, look, everyone, the group owner has grown so big. Woman can bear this. Butterfly house owner, Sagiri girl, you are too dirty. You are a lich king, you will teach bad children Zao. And Izumi Sagiri, where are the children from? There are old drivers in the group, okay. If you don't believe me, ask the gang leader, what do you not know at Shangba? Cough cough. It makes sense, it makes sense. This is the first time this old man sees the master of the group perform magic. Seriously, no one can match. But coughed dryly. Since he was asked, he was embarrassed not to answer. He was in charge of selling cuteness with Izumi Sagiri in the dimensional chat group. He was a pistachio, and even the group owner appreciated this girl very much. He is constantly wiping sweat now, and he will be restless in the world. Originally, he thought he was still a character, but after joining the group, he found that he was a piece of trash. According to Baisu's words, he did not rely on martial arts to win the leader of the Martial Arts Alliance, but it was destiny that everyone who was his enemy would die inexplicably, or the two would simply miss it and never meet and fight. But Baisu also predicted his fate for the second half of his life. Should he make some preparations in advance to prevent the situation from uniting and murdering himself? Back then, he was a master murderer, and it is very likely that he will be punished, and he will end up with a miserable end. That's not right. If it's destiny, then nothing he does will help, because everything is a rule, and he is just a plaything of heavenly path after all. The move just now is to have been detached from the world, no wonder he will become the group owner of the dimensional chat group. In this way, what a great magical power is needed for everyone to communicate with each other across the endless space. Zhang Ming also fell silent when he saw this scene. He has always been very confident in himself, but in front of Bai Su, he really couldn't raise his courage. If he was facing this kind of enemy, let alone fight, maybe can't even hold a sword. Mr. Zhang, please pass me the herbs. Mr. Zhang. At this moment, a light voice appeared in his ear. Zhang Ming turned around and found that Nu Yuan was standing behind him. The distance between the two was so close that an instinct was sprouting in his heart. Qing Shu, he couldn't be indifferent now. Your herbs. He quickly reacted and handed the herbal medicine to Nu Yuan, but when the girl covered her mouth and chuckled, her heartbeat unexpectedly quickened a bit. Forget it, my goal is not to become an immortal and become a Buddha. If I can stay with Envyuan girl all the time, it won't be a big deal even if I don't go back to Shushan. Perhaps it was the way of spiritual victory that made such a voice appear in his heart, which shocked him. He was unforgettable for the kindness of the master's upbringing. Now that the master is old, how can he live up to the old man? He shook his head, recited the Heart Sutra several times, then lowered his head and started beside the female garden. Super God World. In the entire Juxia city saw that giant standing in the sky, like the legendary giant god, with the power to move mountains and reclaim the sea between his gestures, and even the South Blue Fleet noticed it. Demon Mastership. That woman is Morgana. Dukao saw the picture sent back by the Denuo satellite system, and his face changed with fright. He always thought that the enemy had not arrived here. After all, the major civilizations are too far away from the Earth, unless huge manpower and material resources are used to open the time and space. Wormholes, but that's not a day or two away either. He didn't expect the speed of the demon civilization to be so fast, and the main ship was moved over without knowing it. What is this for? As long as the demon Queen Morgana gives an order, wouldn't the Earth turn into a purgatory in an instant? Adlina, the other party has even dispatched the Lord God. Do you think there is a chance of winning by sending a company of soldiers? He hesitated for a moment, and asked without looking beside Dorina. Although he couldn't understand why Liang civilization sent the Queen to Earth, Delana is one of the 3 major god-building projects of the Super Seminary, and will definitely be promoted to the powerhouse of the main god level in the future. Shangbing Company. Don't mention those bastards, such as Lu Chuang. Do you think he looks like an axe to cut through thorns? Morgana, the main god of demon civilization, I don't know what purpose she came to Earth for. Why don't we just wait and see what happens? Unexpectedly, Delana is not stunned, and she immediately persuaded when she saw Liang Bing. She came here to help the Super Seminary fight off the gluttonous army, but she didn't say she wanted to fight with the demon civilization. Although he will not be killed if he goes to help the field, Liang Bing is a proper master of the god level. After forming this beam, in case of revenge, it is not so easy to resolve. Makes sense. Let's study it at the command center. It's the first time I've seen someone who can wrestle with the demon queen. Dukao also got a few Eternals. This old monster has empty eyelashes. He saw that Reina didn't want to intervene, so he could only watch the live broadcast on South Blue. Hello. Lian Bing, I came here just to say hi to you. What? Are you surprised? Bai Su smiled at Lian Bing. From any angle, the existence of demons is not a good thing. Preparing to develop power in the super god world. He is attracted to this planet. If he is messed with by demons, he will be everywhere. It's not good to be smoky. Surprise your uncle. Attack me and kill them. Liang Bing especially hates being called by her previous name. She prefers to be called Morgana, the unparalleled queen. Under her orders, the demon warriors charged Susano recklessly, using all kinds of weapons. Up. Damn it, to attack my brother Bai, look at me. Brain hack. Jie Shaolun was in a hurry, a pair of black wings appeared behind him, and they crossed a distance of thousands of meters in one fell swoop, appearing directly in front of Lian Bing, and the scorching sun weapon in his hand was about to hit the opponent. Clang. At this time, a monster more than 3 meters tall flew up and blocked Zhe Xiaolun's full-strength blow, but there was a gap between the two's divine bodies. Sword Demon Otto had only a second-generation divine body. The pothole. I don't allow you to take my queen's hand. Atuo roared wildly and frantically launched an attack on Zhe Xiaolun. Zhe Xiaolun hurriedly parried, but still suffered a lot of sap, but he has an indestructible body, which means that he has a higher fault tolerance rate. An even match. Damn it, this black-winged kid. He's still wearing the devil's standard equipment, so mad at me. Lian Bing pointed at the armor on Zhe Xiaolun's body, so angry that she was speechless, but at this moment, she felt a terrifying killing intent enveloped her. Bigger projectiles. Chapter 129 Invincibility. Bang! Lian Bing tilted her head subconsciously, but she was still scratched by the projectile. Although there was no blood, the pain was still very clear. God Killer number 1 armor-piercing bullet. Your uncle, play a beheading battle with the old lady and kill you. Liang Bing was really pissed off. Just a few minutes, her main ship was cut in two and her head was shot. This is a joke, after all, she is a god-level powerhouse. As soon as she waved her hand, an incomparably huge devil's claw flew towards Qi Rin's direction. If this hits, with the defensive ability of Qi Rin's first-generation divine body, I'm afraid it will be more fortunate than good luck. She has an arsenal of god-killing weapons, most of which are in the form of demons. Among them, the pair of demon claws are the most powerful weapons that are comparable to the Holy Geisha. It seems that she is really angry. Originally, her main tactic was to rely on the core computing engine of the demon wings to read and calculate the entire combat area, and to allocate the natural energy, light energy and dark energy in the area, which could almost be elusive like a scourge. At the same time, the Wormgate sniper tactics can directly capture and calculate the target's position, read any low-level civilization information, and then pass through the wormhole, snipe at the target unexpectedly, and kill it directly. The vast majority of the dead have no idea what happened or who shot from where. This tactic has made the demon civilization continue to dominate the pack in the eternal battle of the universe. Except for the leadership, the lower civilization cannot compete with it, and the decision-making level will be killed at any time. Now the demon wings have been cut off by Baisa Susano, and her combat ability has lost at least 30%. Lian Bing, your opponent is me, don't make a mistake. Senpo, Sage Art. Almighty Push. Baisu stretched out a finger, and an irresistible force smashed all the attacks. The demon with a generation of gods was hit and exploded into a blood mist. The demon's claws were also pressed to the ground, and he couldn't move at all. Universal Pull. He raised a finger again, and Lian Bing's body flew towards Susano uncontrollably, directly hitting the giant sword, and even his body was cut in half. Bitcha, it's me, if I can't kill you today, I'm not the Devil Queen. Liang Bing was frustrated many times, and finally got serious. She has the same 3-generation divine body as Zhe Xiaolun. Ordinary weapons can't kill her at all. At most, it can only make her feel a little pain. She summoned a pair of demon claws. Weapons that can destroy 3 generations of gods, together have incredible power. 3 generations of gods. Actually, I'm very curious, can the 3 generations of gods be destroyed by pure power? The Law of Time. Baisu released Susano, and a golden flame burst out from his eyes. After the Law of Time was activated, the flow of time around Liang Bing was slowed down by more than 10,000 times, and the whole person seemed to be still. As this. The power of time. In the Super Seminary's God-building project, I also wanted to meddle in time, but encountered indescribable things. Are you? For the first time, Lian Bing's eyes showed horror. She spent countless efforts and only cultivated a space gene. After counting eternal, she didn't know how far she had grown. When she first came to Earth, she encountered such a powerful enemy, and she might not have the chance to realize her wish. Space. Baisus punch changed the color of the sky and the earth, and the whole area was like a spider web with countless cracks, and in each crack there was a black hole. Because the three generations of divine bodies have the ability to heal, but the molecules cannot be positioned between them. Body is divided into countless pieces and sent to different time and space. Even if the Deluo immortal is alive, it will be difficult to save. Queen. The sword demon Otto saw this scene, and the power from nowhere actually knocked Zhe Xiaolun back, and jumped in front of Lian Bing, blocking the blow exactly. Boom. This infatuated man just disappeared, ending his career as a warrior near eternal, and Lian Bing's three-generation divine body was also seriously injured. At the last moment, she escaped from here. At that time, there was only one thought in her mind: how could someone have both two invincible laws? Her dream is to create a time and space god, for which she has integrated her super genes into it, but she has never had the ambition to integrate time and space. It seems that the three generations of gods are not only destroyed by flame-level weapons. Baisu gradually calmed down from the fighting state. He didn't come here to kill them all, as long as he could destroy the demon's wings. With this lesson, these demons should not dare to do evil on this planet. Ding! Congratulations to the speed for defeating Apocalypse Wang Liangbing, completing the branch task and getting 1500 points. Please keep up the good work. Ding! You slay a demon, earn 1 point for the achievement. 20 points. Ding! You slay 10 demons and earn 1 achievement point. 50 points. You slay 100 demons, earn an achievement point. 100 points. In the attack just now, many demons were eliminated, and several achievements with Liang Bing were also completed. Not only did this battle gain a lot of points, but even more than a dozen achievements. Chao Feng, the woman just now. Can she be resurrected after being cut off? A world where gods and demons coexist is really terrible. He lives in a world of martial arts, similar to the world where Huang Rong lives. The martial arts here are all tricks and styles, and they are well-mannered. His 18 palms for subduing dragons are also very powerful. In the super god world, he is afraid that even a demon can be beaten. Immortal. Uncle Ying, Zhe Xiaolun's world combat power level is too high, so it's no use for the group leader to be able to make it out of the game. Shirai Kuroko, Master Baisu is so handsome, I feel like I'm going to be a fan. No, I'm loyal to my elder sister, who is my true love. And Izumi Sagiri, sister. I seem to have discovered something amazing. You are a girl, by the way. It's so exciting, excellent material. Wow. Owner of Butterfly House, what is the little filthy demon king thinking? By the way, have you noticed that there is still a pretty girl in Master Baisus lineup? In our group, her appearance will not be inferior. Quote. Jian Feng pointed at was invincible, master of the group, Yushu is in the wind. How can you not be fascinated by women every day? These are all basic operations. Calm down, calm down. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, Brother Yunlong, be careful when you speak. Don't you feel Queen Medusa's murderous aura? Zhanfeng pointed out, invincible. Chapter 130 Fairy Sword Past. This fight was over before I warmed up. Did this guy Liang Bing not recover after being seriously injured by the Holy Geisha? So he didn't fight. Su glanced at the direction in which Liang Bing fled, and was too lazy to chase. She is obviously an angel, but she has fallen into a devil because of her beliefs. Unfortunately, the childish makeup can't hide the fact that she is an angel. I'm happy to send a Yuhi bag to the dogs. Ding! Baisu sent a lucky Yuhi bag, please check it carefully. Up your Yuhi bag with Izumi Sagiri. Medusa picked up your Yuhi bag. With the body of a mortal, I received your Yuhi bag like a god. The strongest man in the world has picked up your Yuhi bag. The sword pointed to, the invincible received your Yuhi bag. And Izumi Sagiri, thank you, Lord of the group, for thousands of generations to rule the rivers and lakes. Medusa, thank you, Lord of the group, for thousands of generations to rule the rivers and lakes. Jianfeng pointed, was invincible, thank you, Lord of the group, for thousands of generations, and unify the rivers and lakes. Butterfly house owner, thank you, Lord of the group, for thousands of generations, unifying the rivers and lakes. Tony opened the Yuhi bag. He immediately received a reminder that the points had been credited. When he saw that the points had been increased by 50, he was excited for a while, but when he saw the screenshot of the 200 points with Izumi Sagiri, he suddenly became cold. The group owner gave out 1,000 points, and he only grabbed 50 points, what a luck. Medusa, Bai Su, my sister has already broken through Do Huang. She is clamoring to see you. So soon, don't you let her come to Jie Shaolun's world. This place is different from Dochi continent. It's a modernized planet. I want to stay here for a while. Bai Su was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that it would take a few days for Dai to break through the Do Huang, but when they met last time, that girl had already reached the peak of Do Huang, and with her extraordinary talent, this kind of result is reasonable. It just so happened that he was not in the main world of Hokage, so there was no problem with taking his sister-in-law over for vacation or something. Medusa, okay. Then I'll send her over in the next 2 days. Remember to take good care of Al for me. Don't worry, Dai is also my sister, this is my duty. Su patted the murderous promise, and at the same time he bought 2 world-breaking charms for Medusa. It is definitely a good idea to bring that little girl to the Super God world, but the Super God world has been a little turbulent recently, and we can't let it go. The little girl stayed too long. Shangba, the leader of the group, is wise and martial. Queen Medusa can have such a husband. Kun, what a winner in life. Jianfeng pointed at was invincible. Look at how much the male gang leader can flatter. What's the use of some people who just watch and don't learn? Hey. Speaking of you, it's a bubble. At Zhongming. Li Yunlong's fox and tiger power was so slippery that he almost choked to death. As the leader of the World Association, Shangba was very motivated, and his martial arts were much higher than Li Yunlong's, but he didn't dare to refute. Zhongming, noisy, I'm watching. Isn't it the high point of martial arts? Current ambition is not on martial arts, and the level of martial arts can't tell a person's character. If you say something bad, Queen Medusa is still, mind you, it's not a good thing for a man to be half-hearted. He is currently cooking herbal medicine with Nuyuan, watching the sunset, and he must be happy in life, which is really unhappy. The two cooperated seamlessly. Everywhere they went, they used medicine to cure diseases. Now their reputation has been opened, and many patients came here. They built a thatched hut and planned to settle here temporarily, and then move out after the epidemic was over. Bai Su, listening to you, it seems a little wrong. Have you met someone from the nursing garden? How do you know? With your realm, beyond the realm of heaven and man recorded in Shushan, it is not uncommon to count these things, but I will not fall into a devil like you said, let alone become a devil. I will take action against my brothers. Quote. Zhongming frowned slightly. Could it be that the love calamity predicted by Bai Su has something to do with Nuyuan? He didn't believe that Nuyuan would become his catastrophe. He was happy every day like a fairy, a feeling he had never had in the past 20 years. He was an orphan since he was a child. Although his master adopted him, he was very strict with himself. He spent the past 20 years in hard practice, and he never experienced any tenderness like water. Bai Su, aren't you interested in your future? Attitude, it's fine if I don't help you. I just think it's a pity for your ending. In fact, if the problem is discovered early, there is still a chance to avoid it. And Izumi Sagiri, curiosity has been seduced. The group owner, please post Zhongming's future. It doesn't matter if he doesn't watch it, we can watch it as a movie. Uncle Ying, upstairs +1. Butterfly house owner, +1. Chase 10 school beauties this year, plus 10,086. Ding. Who uploaded a copy of his memory, The Legend of Sword and Fairy, The Past of Shushan. And Izumi Sagiri received your copy. The Butterfly House owner has received your copy. With the body of a mortal, the gods have received your copy. Medusa has received your copy. Zhongming has received your copy. I have to say that Zhongming and Envy Yuan are completely a pair of grudges. The acquaintance of the two is an arrangement of fate. One is a human and the other is a demon, but they have a sincere relationship, which is like a joke made by God. This catastrophe eventually led to the almost annihilation of the Shushan faction. Hundreds of disciples went up and down, and only a 4-year-old younger brother survived. It's a pity. And Izumi Sagiri, my God. Is this plot true? Why did Nuyuan kill the disciples of Shushan? Did she have a purpose in approaching Zhongming? If I'm not mistaken, there should be a concubine of Nuyuan in Shushan's locking demon pagoda. She approached Zhongming to rescue her fellow clan. Unfortunately, even if she killed the guard's disciple, she still couldn't forcefully break into the Suoyao pagoda. And fell in love with Zhongming. It's just hopeless. Butterfly Ninja explained with a low voice. In her world, as a member of the ghost-killing team, she often sees tragedies between people and ghosts. It's not the first time I have encountered such a thing, so it is easy to understand the woman Nuyuan. Impossible, you say Nuyuan is a 1,000-year-old fox demon. This is slander. After Zhongming saw the memory copy of The Legend of Sword and Fairy, he trembled with anger. In his mind, Nuyuan was a perfect woman with a heart of a bodhisattva who would risk herself to save all beings. How could such a person be a demon? What he didn't know was that no matter what shemales were, there were many sides, both good and bad. The Shushan sword sect captured Nuyuan's family members. No matter how kind-hearted she was, wouldn't she have to find a way to rescue her family? If you don't seduce Zhongming, would she let a fox demon run to Shushan in broad daylight to ask the head for mercy? That's because he thinks he has a long life, and the 1,000-year Tao will be destroyed in one fell swoop. Chapter 131 All sentient beings are sinful. And Izumi Sagiri, can't you make it clear with Envywan girl? If it's a big deal, run away. You must not take her back to Shushan, going back will be a dead end. In a few days, you can show off with Envywan girl. Talking about elopement, Izumi Sagiri became interested. She felt that this was the best solution, and it was the best ending to have a lover who ends up as a family. Regarding the elopement, the most famous one is the story of Liang Shanbo and Zhu Yingtai. At the end of the Eastern Jin dynasty, Zhu Yingtai, a young lady from a large family, was eager to go to Hangzhou to study, but her father refused to allow her, so that Yingtai did not want to eat tea, and became depressed. Not long after, Yingtai came up with a clever plan, pretending to be Langzhong to explain the cause of the young lady, and finally made her father nod in agreement. On the way to school, Yingtai, disguised as a man, happened to meet the suave Liang Shanbo, who talked about speculation and traveled together. As classmates for 3 years, Yingtai and Shanbo became good friends, and they were deeply in love. In the process of getting along day and night, Yingtai gradually developed a love for Shanbo in her heart. Helpless, because of his identity, he couldn't bear to tell the truth. One day, Yingtai tried hard for his father to pay back, so he had to take leave and return home. Although it was such a temptation and suggestion, the foolish heart was not able to know what he meant, and the parting became forever. After a series of struggles, the two finally became relatives, but under the opposition of their family, it still caused a tragedy and turned into a pair of butterflies, drifting into the distance. Uncle Yang, how can there be such a simple thing in the world? Let's not say whether the girl will agree or not. Once they run away, they will be chased to the ends of the earth by the disciples of Shushan. The head of Shushan is too arrogant. He will definitely do everything possible to force Zhongming to take the right path. Ha ha ha, the right way. What did I do wrong? I was born to be the catastrophe of Shushan. Jiang Ming's voice carried a kind of sadness. It was too cruel to see his future ending with his own eyes. He turned into a fierce ghost. He couldn't advance or retreat in the locked demon tower for 100 years. Although he is an orphan, he has been adopted by the head of Shushan since he was a child. His aptitude exceeds hundreds of millions of beings, and he has the opportunity to gain the Tao. The disciples of Shushan were basically killed by him, and future generations should be very afraid to mention his name. After all, he was the biggest catastrophe in the history of Shushan. Jiang Ming, this kid has been so smooth in the past, and his ability to bear is a bit poor. Does it feel like his Taoist heart is about to fall? Bai Su shook his head. He felt that there was something wrong with the training method of the head of Shushan. Jiang Ming had such a strong cultivation base, but his mood couldn't keep up. Burst out. The head of Shushan's sword took a slant, and after discovering the identity of Nuyuan's demon fox, he insisted on forcing Jiang Ming to kill Nuyuan himself. If Jiang Ming really did this, wouldn't he be even deeper into the devil? When it falls, Shushan will really be destroyed, and even the little swordsman will have to die. Forget it, let's enlighten this kid. This time, there are 5 people in the group. Jiang Ming should have the worst life experience, right? I forgot, Feng was miserable enough. Bai Su, you still have a choice. From what you've said, your relationship with Envywan girl shouldn't be too deep. It's not too late to let go. You continue to be the head of the next generation of Shushan, and Envywan is still a monster. The two no longer meet. This is a rule handed down for countless years, why should it be changed? The world is suffering, all sentient beings are sinful. This time down the mountain is a test of your ability to serve as the head of the next generation of Shushan. If you can afford it and can't let it go, it proves that your test has failed. The choice he gave is already pretty good. The big mistake is made, let's get out of the way, okay? Jiang Ming, I understand, thanks for the guidance of the group leader. I know that my skills are shallow, and I don't dare to use an axe. The Shushan sword sect was created by immortals, and its swordsmanship is superb. Maybe it can provide adults with a little inspiration. Ding! Jiang Ming sent a Yuhi bag, please pay attention to check it. Bai Su opened the Yuhi bag, he found that Jiang Ming had sent Shushan's exercises. Ding! Congrats on getting swordsmanship. Ding! Congratulations, you have obtained the core swordsmanship of Shushan, Yujian to ward off demons. Congratulations, you have obtained the Shanfengyan fighting technique. This kid Guangfa Yuhi bag doesn't express his position, I guess he can't put it down. Bai Su summed it up in his heart, Jiang Ming should not be so easy to get rid of the shackles of fate, if he continued to be obsessed, it would be really dangerous. In the world of fairy swords, the human race and the demon race are inseparable. Many evil monsters take humans as their rations, and the Shushan faction builds the demon lock tower to suppress the demons. As long as Jiang Ming touches this Yuhi line, his future destiny will not be bright. Bai Su, fate is impermanent, everything is from the heart, if there is any difficulty in the future, you can go to the group and ask the big guys for help. Seeing Yuhi Bao's sake, he said another word for Jiang Ming. The dimensional chat group is all-encompassing. Whether it is Jiang Ming or Shangba, as long as they are willing to work hard, they can have their own future. There is no absolute justice and evil here. Shangba has done many evil things and killed many people, as long as he does not anger the big guys in the group, no one will waste his points to achieve justice. Sword World. After Jiang Ming withdrew from the chat group, he felt a loss in his heart. The dream he had been looking forward to for a few days was so shattered. He slumped on the ground, not knowing what to do for a while. He was an orphan, and the master was too strict and harsh, only Nuyuan gave him a sense of home, and he even wanted to settle down here before he learned of Nuyuan's identity. A mortal Tao is reckless, seeking Tao is too hard, how can there be a beautiful fireworks in the world? Mr. Zhang, what's wrong with you? Are you tired? Don't scare me. At this time, a pair of warm hands caressed his face. Getting along for the past few days, Nu Yuan had a good impression of Zhang Ming. She was gentle like water, which made people fall in love at first sight. Miss Nu Yuan, I, Zhang Ming, know that I am ashamed of my expectations of my master, and now I just want to die. Zhang Ming's heart was sullen, but the moment he saw Nu Yuan, his 20 years of Taoism completely turned into vain. Love is uncontrollable, how can he be ruthless and true to Nu Yuan in terms of color? Don't. I don't want you to die, you don't want to be like this, okay? My heart suddenly hurts. Although Nu Yuan has 1,000 years of cultivation, this is the first time she has experienced love. Before she knows it, this feeling has penetrated into her internal organs, and it is extremely difficult for her to get rid of it. In a panic, Nu Yuan threw herself into Zhang Ming's arms. It was the first time Zhang Ming felt the feeling of Shangyu's fullness. He once again had an unrealistic idea. Anyway, there was still a year before the end of the plague, why did he want to make a decision so quickly? Year's time, he will have unprecedented joy. The two of them will be together. Although they are sleeping in the open air, they are only envious of mandarin ducks and not immortals. What he didn't know was that this decision would completely push him into the abyss, with constant cuts and chaotic reasons. When the problem broke out, it was too late to regret it. The World of Gods, South Blue. Have you seen it clearly? Are you sure it's the real Demon Queen? How could a Lord God level existence be defeated by a guy who doesn't even have a reputation? Du Cao's face started to turn green after seeing the picture from the Denuo satellite system. What level of power is this? Utterly ruined. Back then, the god of war Nuo Xing was fooled by him, burning his vitality to split Liang Star in half, but since then, the Denuo galaxy has lost its high-end combat power. As the commander-in-chief of the Shangbing Company, Du Rina's father, the former admiral of Nuo Star, he launched the war in the Denuo galaxy. His record was recorded in the history of the universe, and was widely circulated in other civilizations, including the ancient angel civilization. Among 1,000 of Kamigawa, he brought Jarvan to Earth and became one of the planners of the Earth's genetic experiment, monitoring the every move of the selected super soldiers. Originally, he thought very simply, the Chiwu galaxy is very remote in the entire super god universe, and none of the top civilizations would have thought that he would resurrect the Denuo civilization on this planet. After all, the establishment of civilization also needs a foundation. The Earth is only a pre-nuclear civilization, and it is too far from the top civilization. But what he didn't expect was that the major civilizations began to send more power to the Earth, looking like they were going to divide the Earth, and the super soldiers under him were not mature at all. Even if they were hard, they were just food. General Du Cao, your vision is right, that woman is Morgana, the most evil queen of demons, although in comparison, I hate Karl, the god of death, and will wipe out all the life of a planet. Sunlight is a descendant of the sun god. Kiran's three god-building projects, the power of the river, the god of war, and the light of the sun. The light of the sun has an indestructible body and the power to drive the solar energy. 2. As the newest goddess of Liang Star, Lena is only 23 years old this year and doesn't know much. Sunstar's cruel memories are not instilled in the 23-year-old goddess, because she won't need to touch these dark histories until she is at least 1,000 years old. Because she was too young, she never took over the management of Liang Star. She often wears a black windbreaker with a super short queue, a pair of long boots, and the black armor is a tuft of silver-colored tassels like a ponytail on the helmet of a knight. The lines on the armor are very simple, which can better set off her charming curves, and the yuhi skirt, which is playful but not inconsistent, makes her even more unique. She has a very clear position on herself. This time she is here to help, but she will try not to have a head-on conflict with the main gods of other civilizations. The cold ice of the demon civilization was actually defeated, and she is now more and more curious about Baisus' identity. Now, the sword that cut through fear, the power of the Silver River actually fell into his hands. This matter is too tricky, Lina. I hope you can talk to Baisu as the light of the sun. As long as Jie Xiaolun is spared, we will try our best to satisfy the other conditions. Quote. Chapter 132 Meet Sumari. Okay. It's up to me. What is Baisu called? If you don't give the devil face, you have to give me Liang Xing a face. Lena waved her hand and took down the task of returning to the power of the Silver River. In fact, she felt a drumbeat in her heart. If Baisu punched her, she might not be able to return to Liang Star. The light of the sun, one of the 3 major god-building projects of the Super Seminary, but she is only a girl at present, and she is still 1,000 years away from the realm of the main god. I'm relieved to have you out there. Dukao nodded with satisfaction. No matter what the plan of Liang civilization was, all he had to do was to pull the little queen into the water. If something went wrong, it would be a big deal. The two of them didn't know that the video of their conversation was passed on to Baisu. After more than 10,000 points to raise Jarvis to the void level, monitoring or something is not too simple. The Earth and even the entire Super God universe can. I'm afraid I won't be able to find a few to prevent Jarvis detection. Dukao, this idiot, is still thinking about this. I have warned him last time. When I am in a bad mood, I will uproot the Super Seminary. Baisu sneered, and didn't bother to respond. Her absolute strength can shatter any hidden name. Currently, Lina can only control the medium-sized Sunyao Madara, and higher skills have not yet been unlocked. In the original plot, Reina was once controlled by Liang Bing, claiming that Reina was the end. This ultimate mystery is a supernova, a violent explosion that certain stars experience as they approach the end of their evolution. These explosions are extremely bright, often bursting with electromagnetic radiation that can illuminate the entire galaxy in which they are located, and may last for weeks to months before gradually decaying, during which time a supernova releases the radiant energy can be comparable to the sum of the energy radiated by the sun in its lifetime. Exploding stars can throw most or almost all of their matter outward at speeds up to 1/10 the speed of light, and radiates shock waves to the surrounding interstellar matter. This shock can cause a shell-like structure of expanding gas and dust to form, known as a supernova remnant. Once the supernova is launched, even 4 generations of sacred bodies can be blown up. But it's useless to Baisu. He only needs a world-breaker talisman to change the fate of being terminated. He has experienced so many dimensional worlds, and he has not found any power that can shake the channel of the system. How was the battle just now? Did it serve as a warm-up? Chi-Rin, your shot was so handsome that it hit the Devil Queen's forehead directly. If the God Killer was stronger, the decapitation would have been successful. Su opened his hands and wrapped his arms around the necks of Jie Xiaolun and Chi-Rin. Both of them performed very well. As long as Jie Xiaolun was given enough time, he might be able to grind the ancient sword demon to death, and Chi-Rin also showed it. Super powerful shooting talent, with a shadow of a future super war sniper. It's so cool. It's totally different with the equipment. Just now, I just smashed the big guy with a height of more than 3 meters. It's absolutely impossible to achieve this effect by just relying on fists and feet. Jie Xiaolun couldn't put it down and looked at the flame-level weapon in his hand. The genes in his body were slowly being developed, and the characteristics of the indestructible divine body were gradually revealed. Even if he stood there and let the enemy fight, the enemy could not kill him. Baisu, this weapon is for me, right? Last time you asked me if I wanted to join you. I can answer. When are we going to sign a certificate? Chi-Rin's eyes were already shining, and the feeling of using the number 1 projectile for killing the gods just now was so cool. What if it was the main god? The headshot still has to be a headshot. A mere weapon, of course I can give it to you. Well, everyone has worked hard today. Let's find a place to have a good time. I'll treat you. With a big wave of his hand, Baisu took this matter down. After finishing the work, he really should find a place to celebrate. He thought Jie Xiaolun would make a suggestion, but Qi Rin raised his hand first. Qi Rin. Okay, a nightclub, the consumption is quite high, we can go and experience it. Jie Xiaolun. Nightclub. Sister Qi Rin, you even know this. Qi Rin. Of course, I'm researching this. Our job is to help people's happiness and stability. To some extent, nightclubs have become shelters for unstable factors. If we don't take it seriously, there will be big problems. No one thought that Qi Rin's brain circuit was like this. Jie Xiaolun's head was short-circuited, and he didn't know how to continue. They were clearly consumers, and they started thinking about how to deal with each other before they entered. Fortunately, the owner of the nightclub didn't hear it, otherwise, they might have packed up and ran away overnight. Don't worry about it, let's go. Su laughed, and under the command of Qi Rin, he appeared here with the two of them teleporting. It is daytime, and the nightclub is a little deserted. There are not many guests, but every one of them is very high-end. The entrance is full of sports cars. At present, this is a high-end venue, and those with personal assets below 50 million are not allowed to enter. They ordered a glass of wine worth more than 30,000 yuan, and a few fruit plates, ready to choose a quieter box to watch the Victoria's Secret Angels catwalk performance. Squeak. At this time, the door of the nightclub was pushed open. Bai Su looked back like a telepathy, and found that the other party was a man with fair skin and blonde hair, with golden hair falling on his shoulders. The last handsome face, an absolute senior sister killer. Straight men generally hate this kind of person inexplicably, especially when a golden earring is hung on the earlobe, it looks even more naughty. The world is so small. How did Sumali appear here? Isn't he in a reclusive state on Earth? Bai Su recognized the identity of the opponent at a glance. Sumali is Hua Yi's confidant, admiral, a leader among the Slag warriors. His own combat ability is very outstanding, and he has quite a few tricks. He is called Ancient by the angels. 2 God. In the Battle of the Furious Sea 17,000 years ago, Sumali was defeated by the angel team led by Hexi, and then used his relationship with Hexi to get the opportunity to be exiled to the earth. Counting of Eternal, the female angels who maintain justice kept upgrading their genes, and Sumari counted Eternal's unchanged genes, which led to its significant backwardness. Sumali is indeed a top-notch little white-faced. Hexi, as one of the 3 angel kings, has mastered many advanced technologies in the age of master creatures. Excellent performance in war. She is an excellent scholar. Angel Ronning once said that Hexi has insight into the world's technology, and said that she laid the foundation for angel civilization. At the same time, she is also a pure warrior. She values the justice order established by Geisha. Not only did not betray like Liang Bing, who did not care about the justice order, but also persisted through her own struggle and training and testing of the younger generation. Just order. Whether it was Liang Bing provoking her relationship with Geisha, or Hua Yi provoking her relationship with Yan, they were unsuccessful. However, after the Battle of the Furious Sea, did Sumali become Hexi's man? The answer is naturally no. Hexi is not such a casual person. Hexi is the king of Tianji and Sumali is the prisoner. Very difficult for the two to meet alone, and Hexi does not need to take this risk for Sumali. You must know that Hexi was the first female angel who revolted with the holy Geisha, so Hexi himself didn't like the male angel, maybe because of Sumali's sweet attack. He lost his head for a while, but let Hexi dedicate himself because of this. Not too possible. As the heavenly king of the female angels, she is a role model for thousands of female angels. All the female angels are staring at her, so even if Hexi really likes Sumali, it is impossible to have too much with him intimacy. What's more, Hexi didn't really like him, he just lost his head for a while. Don't talk about Sumari, even with other male angels, Hexi can't be too close. Angel Yan once said in his memories that those male angels who stay in the City of Angels will be forced to leave the City of Angels. Or stay in the City of Angels and die alone. The female angels hate male angels very much. It was because of the male angels' brutality that the war between male and female angels was triggered. As the Tianji king among female angels, if he was found to be too close to the male angel, he would most likely end up in trouble. Would be considered a traitor to the female angel. Therefore, Hexi would not be too close to Sumali anyway, and it is precisely because of this that Hexi exiled Sumali to the earth far away from the angel nebula, in order to prevent himself from coming into contact with Sumali. It seemed that although Sumali tried his best to hook up Hexi, he did not make Hexi his woman. What a happy day, I actually met a superb woman. I smelled your scent when I was at the door. Will you come with me later? I will let you experience the real pleasure of being a woman. Quote. Sumali glanced around in the hall, and immediately locked on Chirin. Chirin has super genes, and her appearance and figure are not inferior to female angels. They are all excellent in the super god universe. He has been exiled on this planet for too long, and he has long regarded it as his back garden, because the human race is too weak and its spiritual will is in a mess. Often as long as he whispers a few words, those ladies, the little sister will reveal her true temperament and go with him desperately. As he said that, he was about to start, but was thrown away by a strong arm. I'm going to go to your uncle, I'm not comfortable with myself. Xiaolun couldn't bear it any longer. His body was like an indestructible wall, blocking Chirin's face, and scolded him directly. Chapter 133 May there be no sissy in heaven. This classmate, in front of a beautiful woman, the most important thing is to learn to be a gentleman. The woman doesn't speak. What are you in a hurry? I'm pretty confident at this point that no woman would turn down my invitation. Sumali glanced at Jie Xiaolun calmly. As a god in ancient times, he was exiled on this planet. In fact, he lived more freely than the emperor, with an almost infinite lifespan and unrivaled strength. Has never met anyone who can be called an opponent. Look at my eyes, he said to Chirin in a commanding tone. Himself has a second-generation divine body, almost developed to ultimate, and has the ability to charm. Without these two brushes, he would not have seduced Hexi, the king of Tianji, who died in the Sea of Anger 17,000 years ago. The battle is over. Chirin originally wanted to refuse, but when she came into contact with Sumali's eyes, she felt that the whole world was gone, only Sumali's voice was left, and her heart was shaken a little, and she almost got up and followed the other party leave. She has genes as perfect as a female angel, and the prey targeted by Sumari has little chance of escaping. Xiaobai Lian, I think you are really a bit rude. Today, I will let you know why Huar is like Yuhi. Jie Xiaolun didn't notice the special thing about Sumali. He thought that the other party was just a playboy. He wanted to find easy girl with his westernized face. Chirin was his friend. He was gearing up to make a move, but was stopped by someone. It's a bit interesting. It's worthy of being an ancient slaughter god. Back then, the existence of the famous people who could only seduce women on a remote planet is a bit overkill. When Jie Xiaolun was about to attack, Bai Su sneered. He patted Chirin on the shoulder. Chirin immediately got out of the strange atmosphere just now, and subconsciously hid behind him. I was in a good mood originally, but because of your existence, I was very upset. Discuss it with you. You kneel down and kowtow to me, and I won't kill you, okay? Bai Su's eyes became a little dangerous. Originally, he didn't bother to care about the mess of angel civilization. The era of Tiangong was over long ago, and the male angel would either die or be driven to the edge of the universe. It doesn't matter, but don't touch the little brother he just accepted. Ancient slaughter god. No one has mentioned this name for a long time. How long has it been? It's about 17,000 years. Really nostalgic. Where did you hear this name? The breath I can't perceive, the first generation of gods. Survivors of the Denuo civilization. I advise you not to spoil my good deeds. I have a bad temper. Sumali took a step back, looked at Bai Su carefully, and determined that he had never seen such a person before. He had been exiled on this planet for almost 2 eternals, and no one should have recognized him. Hexy was soft-hearted enough to him back then, and only limited his scope of activities, but did not abolish his strength. His comprehensive strength was far above that of the sword demon Otto, because he had a weapon stolen from Hexy's treasure trove of weapons. Walking Silver Blade. The Silver Blade is the 4th-generation weapon developed by Hexy. At present, only the Holy Geisha is equipped with this weapon arsenal on a large scale. The weapon can easily cut the 3 generations of gods and destroy the target's super gene from the root. It can be said that it is the sharpest weapon in the super god universe. I'd like to know how bad a scumbag's temper can be. Don't say that you are a minion shouting here. Even if Yi comes, he is not qualified to say a word to me. Looks like you've given up your last chance, die for me. Baisus' movements were as fast as lightning. He kicked Sumali's knee, and there was only a click left. The other party knelt directly on the ground, and one leg was bent at a strange angle. Can't stand even a single move. Damn. Sumali was extremely furious. His fingers moved slightly, and a silver-colored flying knife flew out from behind. This is a weapon of the Silver Blade level. It is the proud work of King Tianji, and it also represents the highest technological level of angel civilization. He didn't expect Baisu to pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger. Judging from the strength of the blow just now, the opponent's strength is far superior to himself. Ding! The expected sound of cutting through the human body did not appear. He resisted the pain and raised his head, and found that Baisu actually controlled the silver blade with 2 fingers. It's the weapon created by the Angel King Hexy. The power is indeed impressive. Shaolun, this guy is a 2nd-generation god, go and teach him a lesson. Baisu easily erased the connection between Sumali and the silver blade weapon, and the terrifying backlash made the other party vomit blood on the spot. Impossible, even Hexy himself wouldn't dare to use his hands to pick up a silver blade level weapon. How on earth did you do it? Sumali's face was full of shock. He had never encountered this scene in more than 10,000 years, and he had never even heard of it. Didn't the Angel King Hexy say that the Silver Blade is the most powerful weapon in the supernatural universe? Apart from him and Hexy, only the Holy Geisha is equipped. How come he has been subdued by a single blow? Uncle, you are really tired and crooked. You dare to understand the knife with Brother Bai. Storm. Taishan is crushing. Jie Shaolun was really angry. He stood on the side. This kid dared to kill Baisu. His heart is not so bad. This time he didn't keep his hands. He killed one set. Even if he was as good as the ancient slaughter god, he was half gone. Life. Don't kill me. Who are you? It's only 17,000 years old. The universe is changing too fast. If I'm not mistaken, you must be a certain god, right? Which civilization is it? Sumali was beaten up, and Jie Shaolun suddenly turned into a flame-level weapon. Big knife can completely destroy his 2nd-generation divine body, and there is no possibility of repair. It only needs a knife to fundamentally destroy it. His super gene sequence, then his life will be over. Is this your last words? Take your last words to ask Lord Yama. He will patiently answer these questions for you. Baisu took 2 steps forward and looked down at Sumali. He already had the intention to kill and was ready to end the life of the other party. Don't make a deal. I know Tianji Wang Hexy. I can ask her out for you, then surrender her and let her be your woman. Didn't you say that the silver blade weapon is very powerful? She still has it there. Enough to equip several main gods. Perfect for you. Quote. Sumali swallowed a mouthful of saliva. He had to bow his head when he was under the eaves. In order to save his own life, he could only explain to Hexy. The other party will never let go of his offense. He really felt worthless today. This planet is basically mortal, and there is no super gene at all, but now it seems that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is everywhere. Even a broken KTV has the patronage of the Lord God. What did you say? Ask Hexy out. Are you sure she will come directly to the Chiwu Galaxy? and listen to you to surrender to me. If I find out that you are bragging, the consequences will be very serious. Baisu hesitated for a moment. How powerful is a little white face? Ji Wang Hexi also had his head caught in the door. He liked such a guy, and now he is about to be sold. Yes, as long as you take me through the outer defense of the angel, I will be able to contact Hexi. At that time, I will have whatever I want, and so will you. Sumali is still very confident in his own charm. He believes that if he can seduce Hexi once, he can seduce him 10,000 times. He knows what a woman needs best, as long as the method is just right and matched with such a face, even the iron tree has to bloom. What did you say? I'll take you through the outer defense line of the angelic civilization. Your uncle, I'll go straight through, and I want you to have a fart. Baisu frowned. The role of Sumali's existence was not necessary for him to come to the book, and it was still a hassle to keep it. Just get rid of it. Hexi is an excellent scholar. Angel Ronning once said that Hexi has insight into the world's science and technology, and said that she laid the foundation for angel civilization. 7. At the same time, she is also a pure warrior. Hexi once praised Geisha with this phrase, and when Geisha gave the same evaluation to Hexi, Hexi laughed and said that he was old. Hexi once assisted Geisha in researching the treasure house of sacred knowledge, and has been engaged in the research of the angel gene system for a long time. She has a space-based computing group belonging to a celestial computer, so as to obtain strong support in the battle, and the king-level combat effectiveness. She developed the sacred atom, and like Geisha, has the sacred body, Master Sun Yao Madara technology, and based on the technology of Pan Zhen and other Liang civilization, it is improved in the form of Yao Madara furnace, to avoid due to the use of technology harms innocent people. Even in the outer defense system of the City of Angels, Hexi is responsible for the development of the 19 defense lines using star-driven technology. These 9 outer defense lines are enough to resist the invasion of top civilizations for a long time. If you have the power of the main god level, the one who is in town, even the top civilization may not be able to conquer it. Don't shoot, I'm still useful. I know about my relationship with Yi. Back then, Yi had countless beauties, so why can I still have a place? Because I understand men better than women, believe me, as long as I stay by your side, I will serve you well. Suma took advantage of his own unique trick. For him, his appearance is a lethal weapon comparable to the silver blade. It is not easy to use it, but every use is very effective. He found Baisus hands down, and suddenly felt hopeful, but the next moment, the other party's words completely cooled his heart. Baisu, may there be no sissy in heaven. A fist the size of a casserole kept expanding in front of Sumari's eyes. Chapter 134 Silver Blade. Boom. Thus punch destroyed the space in front of him, and then reborn. All of this happened so quickly that the second generation divine body in Sumali disappeared without even a chance to say a word. Just now. What happened? Why did I feel like the ground shook? What the hell? You don't pay attention to the girl, don't think about those useless things, then shake it. ... Most of the people in this nightclub did not notice the battle between the two, because Baisu blocked the area in time. The battle between the two was limited to a few square meters, and the power was controlled just right. Who is this person? It's unbearable to look like a sissy. Sister Chi-Rin, are you all right? Shaolun's mood returned to normal. If Baisu hadn't stopped him just now, he would definitely compete with Sumali, but he didn't understand the power of silver blade level weapons, and it would be easy to suffer in a conflict. I'm fine. The strength of that person just now was terrifying, and I felt a little confused in my head. Chi-Rin shook her head, and she cast a grateful look at Baisu. She sensed an evil aura in Sumali's body, but she was only a god. Okay, just a little episode, let's continue. Baisu waved his hand. At the moment of killing Sumali, he used Jarvis to capture some of Sumali's hidden information, but he didn't find anything particularly useful, but this time he could get a silver blade. Not bad. This little silver blade has a lot of added attributes. Silver blade. Butte. Attack plus 1000. Origin. Super God Universe. The top weapon of angel civilization can easily cut off the divine body of angels, and has the effect of instant kill for the divine body of 3 generations or below. Even the rare 3-generation divine body cannot last long. It is the result of Tianji King Hexi's research on several Eternals. The attack power is increased by 1000, and there are no other attributes. It seems that the weapons with dual cultivation of magic and martial arts like Yaodao Muramasa are rare. Baisu is quite satisfied with this weapon, but it is a little smaller and looks like a pair of crystal high-heeled shoes. If you have the opportunity, you should go to the angel civilization. It is best to find a more masculine weapon from the arsenal of the King of Angels. Angel civilization, Merlot heaven. Silver-haired blue-eyed archangel sat on the throne and looked out the window as if she had a premonition. She wore a dark blue cape. She overthrew the order of Huayi's heavenly palace together with Geisha and other female angels and became the 3 kings. One of the Tianji King Hexi. When Liang Bing and Geisha fell out, she couldn't bear to participate in the war between the sisters. She chose to retire from the city in the sky, and came to Merlot heaven to live a retirement-like life. Why did I have a feeling of heart palpitations just now? There are still people who have used void-level technology to spy on the angelic civilization. Are these two things related? I've been in seclusion for too long, and now the universe is surging. Should I choose to remain silent, or try to face it? Hexi has a very peaceful personality and likes to study some things alone. She has researched the 9 defense systems of the angelic civilization by herself. One can break through Eternal. Now she has a premonition that something will happen, but after thinking about it, she still instead of actively facing it, we continue to wait and remain silent. Maybe fate will have a better arrangement. There have also been several wars between angel civilization and demon civilization. During the period, Hexi, who cherished justice and order, participated in it. He used to control the long-range weapon, Xingming, to pursue Morgana for several years, and also witnessed the sacrifice of Angel Aelin and other comrades in arms, but she did not want to see such a result. Still quit. She also continued her research work, mastering the star drive technology, later applied to the 19th line of defense in Merlot heaven, split technique, developed the sacred atom and became the only 2 with a sacred body with Geisha in the known universe. Her eldest disciple, Juxin, will become the last holy right wing in the Geisha era in the future. Geisha learns that Morgana is on Earth after the 4th Angel-Demon War, determined to destroy it. Before leaving, Geisha entrusted Hexi with the task of guarding Tiancheng. Geisha, under the witness of Hexi, left a message in the treasure house of sacred knowledge that once he fell, Angel Yan would act as the commander of the angel, and asked Hexi to test Yan at that time, and Hexi agreed. What can she do now? Help the Holy Geisha defeat the demon army, capture Liang Bing alive and give the opponent the punishment he deserves. Stop joking, just Liang Bing's ability. If Geisha wants to do it, she won't leave the other party until now. Put it bluntly, Geisha still cherishes their sisterhood before Eternal. Even if she is betrayed and hacked, she still treats Liang Bing tolerantly many times. She couldn't deny Geisha's choice, and it was impossible for her to do it better. Although they and Liang Bing had only been sisters for hundreds of years, everyone grew up in the City of the Sky. They got up, experienced the darkness of the Tiangong era together, and led the Legion to overthrow the Tiangong Order, and built a new angel civilization and justice order under the instruction of Geisha. It is stipulated in the justice order that the dead cannot be brought back to life. Liang Bing has been able to support her for so long by relying on this cheating. Thought that even if Geisha knew about the genetic reincarnation technology, she would not bother to use it, but what she didn't know was that Geisha had already mastered more advanced void technology and armed herself with it. 3 Void Warriors. Chiwu Galaxy. On an asteroid, a wormhole suddenly appeared, and a woman with injuries all over her body fell from it. She was extremely tired of the world under the careful makeup. She did not expect that this failure would be so complete. When the demon civilization has just finished training and is ready to fight. Divine soldier descends. Bitcha. The old lady was just about to do a big fight. Where did the little white face come out? Is it a local god? How can a pre-nuclear civilization appear as a strong god at the level of the main god? I have to pay this loss back. After I recover from the injury, I will come back to experience your realm. Lian Bing was ruthless for a while, but the expression on his face was too rich, and he accidentally involved the wound, causing Kiba to grin in pain. This time, her wishful thinking collapsed directly. She originally wanted to use the decapitation operation to destroy the commander of the South Blue Fleet, Dukao, and then spread panic and depravity on this planet, and cultivate it into the largest super god in the universe. The devil gathering place. Unfortunately, the ideal is plump, the result is too skinny. She was beaten by Bai Su, and she was literally rubbing against the ground. If the divine body did not improve significantly, she should stay away from the earth in the future. Bai Su, Jie Xiaolun and Qi Rin finished celebrating. They parted at the door of the nightclub. Qi Rin has a patrol mission tonight. It's the most worry-free girl Bai Su has ever met. Everyone is curious, but Qi Rin has never asked about the super gene, although she has learned a lot in the system and knows her own conditions. It's very good, but I didn't expect that this time I would be able to directly shoot the master of the main god level. Jie Xiaolun, Brother Bai, where are you resting tonight? Why don't you go back to the dormitory with me? Let's experience campus life, but our beds are all upper bunks. I wonder if Brother Bai is used to sleeping. This guy is still very good at thinking about Bai Su. He is not deducting, but he has been with Bai Su for a long time. After all, listening to Kun's words is better than reading 10 years of books. He has now his experience, many experience. Don't worry about me, you just need to go back early. I'll pick up someone in a while, and the residence Jarvis has been arranged. Why don't you come over together? Bai Su smiled. He is one of the richest people on the planet. He has countless rooms under the name of Juxia City, not to mention the one located in the city center, similar to an ancient castle. Yes, it will not be reduced to squeezing beds in a university dormitory. It takes time to change a person's behavioral patterns and thinking patterns. Jie Xiaolun has clearly acquired an incomparably powerful strength and can surpass the mundane, but the thing he is most busy with is going to school. As a college student, he sleeps in class and occasionally gets lazy, but he has no regrets and no feeling at all. If it were someone else's words, he would have been impatient and run to become a superhero, and maybe he would turn around and run to the Silver Road to create a riot because of his frustration. I'm welcome. To be honest, the conditions in your castle, Brother Bai, are so good that I won't dislike it even if I live there for the rest of my life. Jie Xiaolun scratched his head. He was not vain, but really wanted to stay with Bai Su for a while. What he learned was very useful. Okay. Let Jarvis prepare dinner. Let's continue drinking. Bai Su pulled Jie Xiaolun and took him back to the castle in one step like last time. Jarvis adjusted the warmth to a suitable temperature, and everything seemed so futuristic. There is another reason why he is so careful. Queen Medusa sent him a message today, confirming the spatial coordinates. She will let Dai come over. Maybe there will be a shy little girl at home tonight. Such a big girl is when her curiosity is the strongest, and she doesn't have much burden in her heart. Fortunately, this is not the world of Hokage ninjas. Otherwise, it will not be over until the world is turned upside down. In Dochi continent, in the desert near the Jamma Empire, Queen Medusa was saying goodbye to her own sister Dai. It was the first time this child went away, and she was a little worried, but she was very happy when she saw Dai's expression. Cute smile. You can't cause trouble for Bai Su when you get there. Although he is very capable, you don't want to be a burden to others, you know. Got it. I won't embarrass you. Chapter 135 The Arrival of the Butterfly. The next day, after Jie Xiaolun went to class, a pair of beautiful women were welcomed here. They were guests from another world. Brother Bai Su, is this your palace? The luxury is not weaker than that of our snake people. Dai came to the super god world using the world-breaking talisman. According to the agreement, as long as she broke through the Duhuang realm, she could come to play with Bai Su. It was the first time she came into contact with the modern city, and felt that there were new things everywhere. Bai Su was decorated like the Louvre Gongyi, and any screen was embroidered on both sides. This kind of decoration began in ancient times and is on the same bottom material. In the same embroidery process, the front and back images are embroidered, the outlines are exactly the same, the patterns are equally exquisite, and the value is tens of thousands. Beside Dai, there is a woman whose beauty and temperament are not inferior to Dai. Queen Medusa. She finally did not worry about her sister, arranged the affairs of the family, and came over in person. Familiarize yourself with this place first. I'll go get you something to eat. Bai Su smiled. He got up and walked into the kitchen, and started to prepare breakfast. This time he prepared Western style. 4 bagels are cut in the middle, then put in the oven for 10 minutes to restore softness, and then put on a layer of cream after taking them out. Slice the avocado, spread it evenly, sprinkle with black pepper and sea salt, and finally lay a layer of smoked salmon, so that the salmon bagel is finished. In the process of making bagels, he also used the coffee machine to make iced Americano. When he was about to continue making it, he suddenly heard a movement from the second floor, and couldn't help turning to look. What catches the eye is a slender and beautiful leg, without a trace of excess fat on it, like God's most outstanding work of art. Too much is too much, and too little is too little. A pair of long and narrow lilac pupils, the eyes are flowing, charming and natural, and can almost pull the eyes of every man away. She is wearing a graceful purple brocade robe, the delicate body under the brocade robe. 3000 The blue silk flew down like a waterfall, and between the slender willow waists, a wild and enchanting attraction made people feel a little hot all over for no reason. Woman is truly a natural stunner. Medusa took advantage of the fact that her sister was wandering around, and came over to find Bai Su. She walked to Bai Su, raised her hand and said, "Do you smell it?" The sea blue mystery face cream she used, priced at 16,000 yuan per 500 milliliters, was delivered directly by courier in the same city after communicating with the robot in the castle. Scent. Bai Su nodded honestly. He was not referring to the fragrance of the cream, but a special fragrance. According to his experience, this fragrance is only found on top beauties, and it is definitely standard. Look at you, the fried eggs are almost mushy. Do you rarely cook? Cook it for me, Kun Ziwan cook. How can you men do this? Medusa saw that the oil in the pot was sizzling, and Bai Su's eyes never looked away from her, so she knew that this kid might not be able to make this breakfast, so he had to do it himself. She is the queen of the snake people. She has been very hands-on since she was a child. Dai is a foodie. She has learned to cook since she was a child. She often cooks delicious food for her sister. Kun Ziwan cooking is actually what Mencius exhorted King Zan of Qi to practice benevolence, but if you change the context, it can indeed be used as a shield. Ahem, I'm usually busy with cultivation. I haven't studied this. But it's much better with you. Bai Su used a cough to cover up his embarrassment. He originally wanted to show his hand in front of the two sisters. He just found this breakfast on the internet. It was easy to learn, but there were problems. You are here, sister, let me help you. This time, I have stored a lot of ingredients and medicinal materials in the Naji, which can come in handy. Not long after, Dai smelled the fragrance and found the kitchen, and found that Queen Medusa and Bai Su were chatting, and immediately joined in. The two sisters took action together. The picture was so beautiful that Bai Su couldn't find a suitable one. Words to describe. It didn't take long for the hot food to be served on the table, full of color and flavor, which made the index finger move. It's dinner time. Try this, the special product of the Tagar Desert of the Jama Empire. Medusa pushed a plate of spiritual fruit in front of Baisu. Su, thank you. Baisu, is there any game in this world, can you teach me how to play it? I've played quite a few games. If I recommend one, how about Warriors of the Three Kingdoms? Although it's a standalone game, mowing the grass is really cool. I think you'll like it. Baisu liked it for a moment, and suddenly remembered the scene of the Three Kingdoms warriors in his mind. Before the time travel, he was also a true fan of this game. Except Shu Han is all J, Wu Yu, Loli, Wei Renchi, his game level is not very good, this sentence is familiar. The miscellaneous soldiers in the Three Kingdoms warriors are a bale of grass. Train neatly and tactically every day to lean back plus ultra difficult floating in the air for 3.5 weeks to land. Players can be one man, and 10,000 men are invincible, in the ranks taking the head of an enemy general is like digging into a bag. During the game, I felt like I was Zhao Yun, who was 7 in and 7 out, and Liu Biyu, who was possessed by ghosts and gods. Ah, is this game all about cutting grass? I don't like cutting grass very much, isn't that what the most common people do? There was a look of embarrassment on Dai's face. She didn't fully understand the meaning of mowing the grass. Of course, mowing the grass is not what it means on the surface. You can also be a pure landscape party. Occasionally ride a horse to the top of Mount Tai to see the snowy scenery, enjoy the sunset in Loyang, the waterfall in Wanglong, the giant panda in Wolong, and the terraced fields in Juzegao. White Horse Temple, Halao Pass, Chibi, Jianing, the Great Wall. Baisu said dozens of place names in one breath. Dai's face was full of admiration. She longed for freedom, and her dream has always been to go to many places and see all kinds of people and things. So small, but her dream has come true. Then what are you waiting for? If I can see so much scenery, I'm willing to cut the grass. Go. ... After eating, the two went upstairs to a room, which is full of dreamy modern style. I won't go into details about other places. Mainly, there is a top game table here, and the cost has reached a terrifying figure. You must have spent a lot of money on the decoration of this room. It looks really good. Fell in love with it as soon as she came in. It was the first time she came into contact with something like a computer, but her instinct told her that this must be very interesting. It's okay, if you count this game table, it's less than 1 million, but the things here are all selected by me, and many of them can't be bought now. Baisu is not very sensitive to these numbers. This mansion is presided over by Jarvis from the decoration to the design. It has all kinds of facilities, and even has a game hall specially set up with immersive experience equipment, which is better than this game table. The cost is much higher. What? 1 million? Is outrageous. Didn't know much about the Earth, but I heard Baisu say that if a breakfast is cheap, you can eat enough for a few yuan, and a few hundred yuan for breakfast is already very luxurious. How many breakfasts can this room be worth? What? Really, I've never lied to Ao. Wait a minute, I'm going to look for the bill of materials for the original decoration. After Baisu turned on a computer, he searched for the bill of materials from the folder, and introduced Dai in detail. The cost of one host alone is 98,000. Motherboard R6E, 10,000. CPU i99980Z, 17,000. Royal Halberd 4600 full, 16,000. Solid State Intel P4800 by 375 grams, 7,000. Corsair ERM 1000X, 1001. Titan R, 42,000. EK Split Water, 5,000. ... But this game table does not know a host. Jarvis' original intention was to set up a production platform that integrates entertainment, work and learning. According to the top configuration of a post-bar query, the result is more and more money, and a lot of money. The dream configuration is formed. iMac Custom, 101,166. Keyboard Magic Keyboard, 9,999. Trackpad Magic Track, 999. Logitech G700 upgrade G700 3,599. Headphones K712 Pro, 1699. 4 Pro 500 million commemorative edition, 5,700. Samsung 860 EVO SATA 34 TB SSD, 5,999. Mike Wind Newman TLM 102, 9,800. Sound card Apollo Aero, 4,390. Muji Cuckoo Alarm Clock, 420. Chassis Unknown NZXTH 700,899. Processor i9-9900K, 5,499. Graphics card MSI RTX 2080 Duke Dark Dragon, 6,799. Capture card Round Bar GC 573, 2,599. Motherboard Asus ROG Maximus 11 Hero 6,899, 6,899. Memory G-Skill 8GX4 and 3200 4266 2398 4998. Hard disk 970 EVOM 22T SSD X2, 4599X2. Cooled NZXT Kraken X72, 1399. Monitor Asus PG27UQ 19999. Keyboard Logitech G500 131799. Mouse Logitech Pro Wireless 1059. Mousepad Logitech PowerPlay 769. Speaker Logitech G500 1499. Lametric Pixel Speaker 2000. Philips Hue Strip 2 meters 669. Philips Hue Strip Bridge 568. IKEA Worktop 499. Canvas 24,000. RSBH 40 LR Ball Head 3299. Manfrotto 055 CXPR03 Carbon Fiber Tripod 2400. Switch PSV Xbox Hydraulic Gimbal Slide. Chapter 136 Game Genius. How do I operate this computer? Sister, let's play together. Dai's eyes gradually lit up. Isn't this the new world she dreamed of? In the Dochi continent, especially in the desert, there are similar scenery everywhere. Wouldn't it be beautiful to be able to travel through great rivers and mountains in one game? Let Baisu teach you how to play first. We'll make you some dessert. Queen Medusa touched her sister's long hair, and a doting smile appeared on the corners of her mouth. She would not stay in the super god universe for too long. After all, the snake-human race has just started, and she cannot do without her queen. Wait for the butterfly to adapt to the new environment. She considered going back alone. Sister hardworking, let's play Olympics together at that time. Sweet to Medusa Isho, and under Baisu's guidance, she opened the game Warriors of the Three Kingdoms. She is a powerful Duhuang, with extraordinary talent and intelligence. She completely adapts to the rhythm within a few minutes. The enemy is in front of her. She really fell down like straw in rows. Watai Mountain, Bema Temple, the Great Wall of 10,000 Miles, Mount Taiyunding. Everywhere she went, she had a different perception. Baisu, this game is too easy to operate. Is there anything more difficult? After about an hour or so, Dai had already fully grasped the game. After all, the fun of mowing has its limits. She felt that she had become a landscape party. A little bit more difficult. E-sports games. Yes, for example, this League of Legends is good. Baisu blinked and recommended an e-sports game to Dai. This is a hero versus online game. In the game, players will play a summoner and choose a trusted alliance to enter the game's justice. fighting for control of Valoran's rights. There is only one rule in this league: the winner is everything. There are so many heroes. There are more than 100. Which one should I choose? There are snake people. But this snake girl is so ugly, I have never seen such a clan. Dai looked at the vast hero pool and found it difficult to choose. Each hero corresponds to a game mode. As long as the understanding of the game is in place, any hero can be supernatural. She found Snake Girl. Her eyes lit up, but she was immediately made ugly by the style of painting. In the world of Dochi continent, Snake Girl is the representative of words such as sexy, charming, enchanting, etc. Their beauty even brings a lot of unnecessary things to herself. When disaster strikes, many people risk their lives to form groups to do evil in the desert, just to kidnap snake girls and sell them in the slave market, each of which can be sold for sky-high prices. Choose the dragon turtle. The stone man is also fine. I will choose the ADC to take you to mix points and go to heaven together. Baisu also turned on a computer. He has not played this type of game for a long time. As a senior otaku in his previous life, he kept his rank in the diamond rank all the year round. Kicked down. The main world of this life is in the Hokage ninja world, where there is no internet at all, and naturally he can't play games. He is ready to show his skills. Also a diamond goalkeeper anyway, so it's not too much to bring a sister. No, it's too ugly. Let's play QB, Ninetales Demon Fox. This alley is really good looking. Is there really such a race in the world? Dai shook her head. She still couldn't accept the other hero's style of painting. She chose a circle among the beautiful heroines, and finally determined the QB, Ninetales Demon Fox. Midlaner. It's okay. Anyway, I have to move, develop with peace of mind, and wait for me to save the world. Baisu shook his head indisputably. He was going to do something in the super god world, but he didn't expect to start a fight with the girl. This game was not very high. Hulong Mao, this hero is quite mobile, and when it develops, it can kill the sky and the earth. What kind of development? Brother Baisu, you teach me. Sorry to keep asking you to take me. Dai picked up the coffee brought by the robot butler and took a sip. At first, she thought the cappuccino tasted strange, but the sweetness after the bitterness made her want to stop. In this game, you need to occupy as much resources as possible, kill minions, wild monsters, and opponents' heroes. Grasp the rhythm and push the opponent's crystals away. Take your time, I have time to teach you. You can play a few games to get acquainted. Baisu didn't teach it seriously. This game is neither complicated nor simple, neither is it simple, and a lot of experience is accumulated one game at a time. At the beginning, he played for a year before he got diamonds. After get off work, he pointed out with this spiritual food, it is very rewarding to score in the single row. Does it take up a lot of resources? Oh. Butterfly nodded, seemingly understanding, and after taking another mouthful of cappuccino, entered the game. Welcome to League of Legends. For some reason, as soon as she entered the map, she felt that this game was completely different from Three Kingdoms Warriors. Due to the relatively low segmentation, most of the players in this match were novices, which made it easier for her to learn by trial and error. Destroy the last blood of the minion. Dodge the opponent's summoner's skills. Calculate where the jungler disappears and when the monsters spawn. ... Baisu is leisurely replenishing soldiers in the bottom lane, and he can't compete with his ADC in the line of Buddhism. The two are like retired old men. Come and go, and you only need to say hello to the small soldiers. Come on, have a strawberry. Queen Medusa prepared a plate of fruit salad with animal cream in the kitchen, leaned on Baisu's shoulder naturally, and handed it to the other party. First blood. Just when Baisu was distracted, the word, first kill, floated across the big screen. He thought it was Dai who was accidentally caught, but he didn't expect the head to be QB, Ninetales Demon Fox. This girl doesn't know what happened, in the wild wandered around and killed the jungler on the opposite side. Good job, but you should pay attention to your position, your bloodline is low after all. Double kill. ... Before Bai Su finished speaking, he heard the voice reminder of the double kill. He could see it clearly. QB Ninetales Demon Fox has a big move plus DF double attack plus charm skill, and then use the fraud orb to easily bring it. Take the life of the opposite mid laner. Have you played this game before? He subconsciously glanced at the 0/0/0 on his interface, and he didn't know what to say for a while. Compared to the cute performance of Dai, is he a bit inferior? The next moment, he suddenly quickened his pace. One jump and two skills knocked out half of the opponent's ADC. Originally, he thought the opponent would fight him recklessly. Under the protection of the assistant, he retreated directly to the back of the defense, and even refused to eat the line of troops. This wave made his scalp numb. I haven't played it before. We have a big desert there. It's not like you don't know it. This game is so interesting. When I get home and get some equipment, I'll come and help you. She is a Duhuang level powerhouse, and her brain's computing speed is many times higher than that of ordinary people. The attack patterns of these summoner skills are fixed, just like simple martial arts moves. It's like opening and hanging, just avoiding the opponent's attack. No, if the next wave of the opposing ADC doesn't return to the city, he will be in my pocket. Su took a few more bites of salad, and when he turned his attention to the screen, he found that the fox had opened a golden body in the defense tower on the opposite side of the road, and the opponent's ADC and support were both blocked. After the golden body was over, the fox's last big move happened to be out of the attack range of the defense tower, and a fraud orb took him nearly 10 soldiers and a gun cart. Wow! Walk around for a lot of gold coins, brother Bai Su. I think if you use the three-way army line, you can quickly get a lot of resources. Now the opponent's jungler sees me and detours. Butterfly is like a duck in the water in Summoner's Canyon. Seeing gods killing gods, seeing Buddhas killing Buddhas, they have already suppressed the opponent's mid laner at the 3rd level. The opponent's mid laner died inexplicably without taking 2 soldiers. The current equipment is shabby. I can't. Well, Master has a little fur, and he will catch up to half of my strength with a little more effort. Thus face trembled. According to his previous habit, he was scolded by a wave of 10 soldiers in the middle. He immediately hung up and shut himself off. What else could he do? Lao Su is a hero in the middle and late stages, can't he develop? Double kill. Triple kill. Quadra kill. ... The situation behind is almost a one-sided situation. QB Ninetales Demon Fox is fighting in the Canyon of Kings. Bai Su's ADC is completely reduced to a toolman, a ruthless tower-pushing machine, the strongest laborer in the universe. Crystal on the opposite side was about to explode. The QB Ninetales Demon Fox beat a hero with crippled blood and deliberately gave it to Ezreal. Bai Su successfully took the head off with a Q. Wow! Brother Bai Su is amazing. It's amazing, give it a reward. ... Under the praise of the two sisters, Bai Su opened the corners of his mouth, revealing a forced smile. What's the situation? How is it different from the script? Isn't he here to bring his sister and kill the quartet? Medusa, do you want to come together? Let the 3 of us open the door. Bai Su thought about it for a while and decided to restore his dignity in the next sentence. Is much higher than that of Dai. The computing power of his brain is many times stronger. If he is serious, he must be stronger than a novice. That's right. Come with my sister. There are many computers here, at least one in every room. Dai finally found a game that suits her. She listened to Bai Su. The higher the qualifying stage, the more masters she encounters. It is best to be able to compete with players of the same level. Chapter 137 King Operation. I feel that the operation of this game is quite simple. If the 3 of us are together, it is estimated that we will not meet an opponent. Queen Medusa nodded, joined the black team, and brought 2 girls at the same time. Even the anchor could easily overturn, but after 2 rounds, Baisu found that her worries were completely unnecessary. I want to change to a more challenging position in this game, brother Baisu, which position do you think is better? After winning a victory, Dai became more ambitious. She was not satisfied with being a flashpoint. She wanted to keep abreast of the progress of the battle situation. Well, how about the jungler? This position is very important. The powerful jungler comes and goes without a trace. As long as you gain a little advantage, you can roll like a snowball, and you can even spend every game time compressed into 20 minutes. Quote. Baisu recommended the jungler position without thinking about it. Back then, when he was playing ADC, he hated the jungler to come over and catch them, especially the ones that would be invisible. Sometimes the assistants didn't cooperate well, and it was easy to get double kills. Sounds great. Which hero is better to play? Dai spent a long time in the hero pool, and finally chose Leopard Girl, a wild female hunter. It was another one-sided crush without encountering any opponents. Leopard Girl is a hero with a very high upper limit and lower limit. The speed of clearing wild monsters is very fast, and the gank's fault tolerance rate is also high. Not develop into a situation where the wild monsters are not finished, and people are not caught, and the economy is wasted. As long as the Leopard Girl catches a little chance, the opposite jungler will basically be unable to play, because he will soon find that all the wild monsters in the wild area have disappeared, and a highly mobile leopard will quickly refresh at the moment after clearing his wild monsters. He can't develop without wild monsters. If the jungler chooses to rub against other lanes, wouldn't it lead to another collapse? In a dark internet cafe in Juxia City, 2 high school students who skipped classes lit cigarettes and puffed in the dark as a new qualifying match was displayed on their screens. Leopard Girl. The low-tier jungler even uses this kind of hero. Shouldn't it be a substitute? It's hard to say how. There will be pressure in the wild area for a while. You can call for help, and Dad will rush over to support you. Ha ha ha. The 2 looked at each other with wretched smiles on their faces. They were both at the level of masonry. This is the trumpet account they just applied for, and they came here to abuse vegetables. In fact, the probability of encountering Leopard Girl in the low segment is not high, because Leopard Girl is very difficult to get started, and it is not easy to play Leopard Girl well. Novice starts to contact, it is very likely that the time point and the transformation of master will not be possible. What skills to use? This is much more complicated than the spider's basic combo. The Leopard Girl has a strong clearing ability and enough damage in the midterm. This type of hero also takes advantage of rhythm and equipment. As long as there is rhythm, it is easy to break the opponent's mentality, awareness and operation. Don't play Leopard Girl's jungler in high-end games. Afraid of Leopard Girl. Leopard Girl is a fast-paced jungler at TI level. As long as the rhythm is well controlled, the tower can be leapt infinitely, and the 3 lanes can be caught, no matter in the early, middle and late stages. The tank assassin ADCQ is pregnant. The rhythm is really terrifying, and online basically dare not cross the river to eat soldiers and make vision. There is a saying in the game industry that there are 9 generations of 10 Leopard Girls, and there is a middle generation, but the level of the 2 of them is already considered a master. This Leopard Girl is not a power trainer. Let him know what cruelty is. At the start of the game, the 2 sides did not have the knowledge of starting a first-level regiment at all. They hid in the grass to prepare for the underworld, but they did not meet when the soldiers came out. Mantis playing jungle. Mantis finished brushing Yuhibuff. A javelin suddenly stabbed at it from a strange angle, directly taking away half of its blood, plus the amount of blood it took away by wild monsters. It has reached the killing line. He almost instinctively used the flashing skill, but the screen went black in the next second. He didn't even see how he died. He only heard a roar of a beast, and a big first kill resounded through the Summoner's Canyon. No way. You can get rid of this, okay. Huo Nan is happy to press the line in the middle, and the opposite mid laner has almost been consumed by him, and he can only get the next chance to drop it in seconds, but the sacrifice of his teammates made him a little uncomfortable. Is it right? Cough, I made a small mistake. This leopard girl is probably a small generation. I count the time for the monsters to refresh. Let's squat on him, as long as. Double kill. ... Before the jungler could finish his words, Huo Nan died suddenly. This time, he could see his opponent clearly. An ordinary leopard girl with no skin, not so sudden. Jungle, what's the situation? Mid laner, Wek, R walks Akark. They made both moves, I really can't run. Jungle, are you confident to handle this little generation? Mid laner, how about? You go grab the top laner. That guy doesn't know how to play anyway. Jungle. This time, Mantis behaved well. After being resurrected, he walked around and found that there were no wild monsters to farm, so he went straight to the top lane to grab troops. After all, he is the strength of masonry. The top order will not have much impact on the battle situation. This wave of jungler operations directly blew up the mentality of the top laner Garen, and a wave of soldiers ate him 7 or 8. Trash, what jungler can't you choose? A word appeared in the dialogue box on the screen. The top laner Galen couldn't help but start greeting the jungler's family. He still used all channels, including those on the opposite side. Calm down. As soon as I show him a flying mantis, I'll be able to stop little Galen's mouth. The jungler took a heavy puff of cigarette and kept hypnotizing himself. Now he just lacks a wave of development. As long as the rhythm is right, he is still the one that his teammates look up to. At that time, he will start with a Q1000 blood, and he will not lose against the dragon, and Galen can only kneel on the ground and apologize to himself. Just when he was imagining the plot, a golden leopard with residual blood flew out of the grass, and he was cold before he had time to react. Fuck, King Leopard Girl. As for it, the Black Iron segment. The jungler didn't notice that his cigarette fell on his body, and almost burned a hole in his clothes. This wave of operations directly shook his glasses. The absolute king and the big man, all kinds of extreme operations are flying up. I knew it earlier. If you don't play the hero Mantis, you can't get up at all, and you're crushed to death. Chapter 138 The Order of the Clay Bodhisattva. Brother Baisu, how was my wave just now? Can you bask in the sun? Butterfly's wave of extreme operations attracted a bunch of 666s, and the two diamond players on the opposite side had no temper at all. The rhythm of the battlefield was all in the hands of the leopard girl. She could directly take Xiaolong to the high ground, perfectly avoiding the leopard girl. Disadvantages of late teamfights. It's very good, it has a bit of the prestige I had back then. Baisu nodded perfunctorily, and he turned into a ruthless tower dismantling machine, who ordered 4 towers by himself. Butterfly kills all by himself. He is already super god. It is difficult for him to find an opponent, because the opponents are all resurrected by the countdown. The wind and cloud world, the world will meet. Shangba has been upset these days, mainly because of the few comments that Baisu gave him, and he directly broke his defense. He has lived for so long, and he is ruthless and ruthless. He leaned on the throne, resting his head on one hand. If there is a physiognomist passing by, he will definitely be shocked by his face. At first glance, this is definitely the appearance of an emperor in the world. Now is the time when the chi is at its best, and no one can kill him if the chi is not exhausted. Gang leader, gang leader. At this moment, a man wearing a tall hat and fanning a fan the size of a leaf walked in and called softly in Shangba's ear. His name is Wen Cho Cho, he is a hegemon's crony. He likes to smear the little girl's cheeks, Yuhi, on his cheeks. Don't look at his servile demeanor, it is not easy for him to follow the tyrant. Although his martial arts skills are low, his ability to collect information is unparalleled in the world. Shangba asked the gods to calculate the fate of the next half of his life. There were not many people who knew about this, let alone approved documents. This was originally known by heaven and earth, you know and I know, but there is still a third party to know. This man is Wen Cho Cho. Well, what's the matter? Shangba woke up from his slumber, his eyes opened and closed, and he was not angry and arrogant, and a domineering meaning permeated all around. If ordinary people saw it, they would immediately fall to the ground. Master, Qin Shuang is back. He said that he has something important to ask you to come to the study. The smile on Wen Cho Cho's face became a little brighter, his posture lowered, and he was soft and strong, and was not hurt by that hockey. Qin Shuang. Okay. You should step back first, the things in the help need more work from you. When Shangba heard the name, a gleam of light flashed in his eyes, and his whole person became different. Among the 3 disciples, the eldest disciple Qin Shuang was the one who made him feel most reliable. Qin Shuang invited himself to the study, it must have been the exact news of Bodhisattva, so he immediately dismissed Wen Cho Cho. Regarding his order, he did not want too many people in the world to know Akatsuki. Yes, the little one retire. Cho Cho understood and quietly withdrew. After a while, Shangba came to the study, and Qin Shuang got up at the same time as a middle-aged man wearing a mask. Disciple retire. Qin Shuang understands the master's mind, and no one wants his order to be known by a third person, otherwise it will become the biggest weakness. Mud Bodhisattva, you really make this old man easy to find. What do you think is good in the mountains and fields? Is it necessary to be so afraid of this old man? In the past, you approved the first half of my life for the old man. This time, I will approve the second half of my life. I want to know all of Akatsuki's own destiny and control everything. The tyrannical dragon and tiger walked, and forced the Mud Bodhisattva into a corner. This Mud Bodhisattva is the most famous physiognomist in the world. After approving the order for Shangba, he suddenly disappeared, and he disappeared from the rivers and lakes. At this moment, the Mud Bodhisattva lifted the veil, revealing a half-disfigured face. He encountered a backlash because he revealed too many secrets. He needed to use the fire monkey to absorb the poison often, otherwise the pain would be unbearable. Shangba had heard about this before, but he didn't expect it to be so serious, so he stopped for a while. The gang leader, why be too persistent in being a human being? The fate of the gods is not something that mortals can spy on. Don't you have any feelings when you see my face? There is a bit of self-deprecation in the tone of Bodhisattva. As the #1 physicist in the world, in fact, when they first met, he calculated the fate of Shangba's life. Fate is impermanent, and a person's life can be summed up in these 4 words. He calculated that once he approves the fate of the rest of his life for Shangba, his chi will basically be exhausted, and I am afraid that the deadline will come quickly. The number of chi is uncertain. Once it is exhausted, it will be like the death of the gods, and some inexplicable things will happen, which will eventually lead to the death of the host. At first, what he asked for was fame, prosperity and wealth, but he was finally defeated by fate, so he could only hide in the mountains and wait for fate to come to him. But, under the whole world, no one can refuse this old man. Are you going to go against the sky? Mud Bodhisattva doesn't dare to say anything big now. He is not the wind and cloud, how can he compete against the hegemony at his peak? This man is very ambitious, he wants to become the leader of the martial arts alliance. Whoever dares to stand in front of him, he will smash the opponent to pieces. He slowly put a pair of hexagrams on the table, turned to Shangba and said, "Please put your hands on the hexagrams." Shangba understood, and when he put his hands in it, golden characters flew up one after another, forming 2 complete sentences. The dragon in the sky has changed dramatically, and there will be diving tours in the wind and clouds. What is the interpretation of this hexagram? Shangba has already made a decision in his heart, but he still holds the hope of 1 in 10,000. As long as he speaks from the mouth of the Mud Bodhisattva, even if he lies to himself, he will force himself to believe it. The hexagram is very clear: success is also the wind and cloud, and the defeat is also the wind and cloud. Mud Bodhisattva has now thought about it, and he regards death as home in his eyes, and refuses to tell a lie. According to Shangba's previous temper, he slapped Mud Bodhisattva to death with one palm, but he received by sus comment a few days ago, and it has been digested for a long time, so his mood is relatively stable. Humph. I don't believe in fate. I want to fight with Tiando to see who is the real king. The tyrant who was superstitious at the beginning suddenly turned into an unswerving materialist, flattening the set of the Mud Bodhisattva to nothing. In fact, he was given the same order by 2 people in a row, and now he is really panicking. He imprisoned the Mud Bodhisattva in the world, and no one can approach without his own orders. As long as the Mud Bodhisattva can come up with a solution, he can regain his freedom. At the same time, he is not without precautions against the 3 disciples. None of the 3 of them have achieved ultimate in their signature martial arts. The reason is not that they did not work hard enough, but that he kept the last few tricks. Chapter 139. The hero is sad. Beauty pass. What kind of means can I take to prevent my 2 good disciples from subverting my hegemony? Could it be that there is a reincarnation in this world? When I killed my master back then, I would end up the same way. Shangba is on the throne of revolving heaven, but he looks preoccupied. On the one hand, he hopes to continue to use Nifeng and Bu Jingyan to make people contribute to the world and push him firmly to the position of the leader of the alliance. On the other hand, he was concerned about the prophecies of the group leader Bai Su and Ni Bodhisattva, fearing that his hegemony would eventually be destroyed in the hands of the 2 disciples, and he would take the same path as the old man Sanju. In that case, it really confirmed a sentence: cause and effect cycle, retribution is unhappy. In fact, he is very confident in his own strength. He has created a martial art that can restrain the palm of the cloud and the leg of the wind god. Even if the wind and cloud merge, he is not his opponent at all, but when he reaches middle age, after being reminded by Bai Su, he finally feels the power of destiny. Fate is elusive, and some things are already doomed. Example, his fate in the first half of his life can be said to be smooth sailing. There are countless tyrants in the world, but no one can rule the roost in front of him. Isn't it just a confirmation of the order of Ni Bodhisattva? Fengyan, if I set up a plan and arrange for one to secretly insert into their brothers and sisters, I can make them turn against each other at any time, kill each other, and the situation cannot be merged. Wouldn't the order of the Mud Bodhisattva become empty? At this moment, a light flashed in his mind, which made him laugh uncontrollably. In order to confirm his guess, he went to the dimensional chat group to ask the opinions of the big guys. Shangba, hello everyone. I have come up with a strategy that can avoid the prophecy of the group owner. Would you please comment? And Izumi Sagiri, really or not? Can it really change the prophecy? Let's hear it. Fly house owner, who is this person? Ow, remembering it, he is the one who will be killed by 2 disciples in the future. Uncle Ying, it's interesting, people are better than the sky. If you can make the prophecy of the group owner fail, I will give you a free set of purple talismans. ... The big guys who were originally in the water group were quickly attracted. In their eyes, although Shangba was a villain, he was quite innocent and cute, and he wanted to change his destiny by himself. It is not that no one in the group has done it, but almost all of them are completed under the help of the group owner. If there is no power that can interfere with the rules of heavenly path, it is difficult to change the established future. The group owner can do it because he has a system. At this point, Shangba, Uncle Ying is right, man is better than the sky. It's not entirely by luck that I can get to where I am today. Before I do anything, I will leave a way for myself. According to the prophecy of the group owner, the merger of the wind and the cloud will become a nightmare for the rest of my life. Then I will design to split them, win the king and lose the bandit. No wonder the teacher has a vicious heart. There will be a little maid in the world named Kong Si. She has delicate facial features, pitiful, gentle and moving. She helped Bu Jingyan when she was young, and she will also take care of Nifeng after Nifeng worships in the world. Both Bu Jingyan and Qin Shuang loved her, but she always adored Nifeng. I arranged for her to marry Qin Shuang, ordered her to commit herself to Bu Jingyan at a critical moment, and was bumped into by the upright Nifeng, which would inevitably lead to a fierce battle. And Izumi Sagiri. It's a bit messy. I'll take a swipe. Nifeng, Bu Jingyan, Qin Shuang are your three apprentices. Kong Si, as Qin Shuang's wife, is lying on the bed of Bu Jingyan. Love the wind in his arms. Oh my god. You shouldn't be the leader of the World Association, you should be the director. Huang Rong. As the saying goes, the hero is saddened by the beauty, and the gang leader has taken everything into consideration. The more kind people are, the easier it is to control. I'm afraid that Conky girl will not escape the evil hands. Uncle Ying. Stone-hearted, ruthless, worthy of being the hero of the party, really unscrupulous. Butterfly house owner. Humph. This kind of villain still wants to be the leader of the martial arts alliance. It's just shameless. There is such a rat in the chat group before you go to the chat group to use such a vicious scheme to frame your own disciple. I have never heard of it, and I have never seen it before. Chow is ashamed to be in company. If you are in my side of the world, even if you know that you are no match, I will Hui will fight you for 300 rounds, and he will not hesitate to go to the ground. In the Tianlong world, Chao Feng smashed the wine glass in his hand when he heard Shangba's speech. Really hateful to frame them like this. Ha ha ha. Success is the king and the loser, the world is nothing more than that. This old man has never believed in karma. Only the strong are worthy of standing at the top and laughing proudly. Shangba couldn't help laughing. He came to the chat group and asked everyone to comment on this strategy. It was meant to show off. Didn't Bai Su predict his future? Then he will divide the situation, and will never make the scene of Longyu shallow water appear. ... Super God World. Brother Bai, stop playing games. You see that the big guys in the group are quarreling. Chao Feng is mad at Shangba, and threatens to borrow other people's points to buy a boundary breaker to find out that old boy Shangba. Zhe Xiaolun patted Bai Su on the shoulder and worked hard to save the young man who was addicted to the internet. It's been a few days, is the game so fun? In the past few days, Bai Su and the Medusa sisters have been playing qualifying matches. They have reached the highest rank. They are too lazy to cook. Every day, they rely on him to skip class to buy all kinds of snacks in Juxia City for the three of them. He's going to be penalized. What? Feng vs Shangba, Imperial City PK, the winner is king. Shangba is treacherous and vicious, Chao Feng is jealous of evil, and it is normal for the two to not deal with each other. Bai Su took off his earphones and blinked. Chao Feng's force might not be able to beat Shangba. After all, one is a martial arts world, and the other is a low-level fantasy world. Chapter 140 Memory Copy, Fengyan. That's right. The big guys in the group are still booing. Tony said that he would support Chao Feng for 100 points for free, and he would also give a set of steel armor. This guy, I'm afraid the world will not be chaotic. Zhe Xiaolun felt a headache when he saw the news in the group. Shangba's words just now were a little too arrogant, which aroused the dissatisfaction of many bosses. To tell the truth, Shangba's strength is just arrogant on his own 1/3 of an acre, and try it out of Fengyan world. So the leader of the Martial Arts Alliance. Don't cut his head off. Although Shangba is hateful, the rules of the group do not allow cannibalism. Let me mediate it. Bai Su shook his head. Shangba was still a little too conceited. In the wind and cloud world, he is the son of luck, but if he can enter the dimensional chat group, who doesn't have a little luck next to him? If you really irritate the big guys, maybe you will die without even finishing the first half of your life. He doesn't want the environment in the group to become too bad. If the group members develop into offline duels because of some trivial matters, they will lose the overall strength of the dimensional chat group, which would be too embarrassing. Baisu, everyone, be quiet, don't move, you're going to die. With me, the group leader, anyone who wants to break the rules will be punished. Zumi Sagiri, worship the group leader V587, and rule the rivers and lakes. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, worship the master of the group master V587, and rule the rivers and lakes. Butterfly house owner, worship the group leader V587, and unify the rivers and lakes. Uncle Ying, worship the group leader V587, and rule the rivers and lakes. Invincible, worship the group leader V587, and rule the rivers and lakes. ... When everyone saw Baisu coming out to smooth the game, they immediately became quiet. If Baisu wanted to catch a typical example, it was not a joke. My lord, I have an unkind request. I think Shangba is a scourge of the martial arts. It is not good for any world. Then punishment should be given to treat it properly. Qiao Feng did not follow the trend and flattered Baisu in the group. He has never been afraid of power, and is a man who stands above the ground. He always stands on the side of justice, and believes that bullying is a scourge that must be eradicated. Baisu, Qiao Feng is right, but the mistakes made by Shangba will be punished by himself in the future, and we don't need to take action. Don't do evil for small things, and don't do good things for small things. This is his future, everyone should take this as a warning. Ding! Baisu uploaded a copy of his memory, Wind and Cloud. Dominate the world. Qiao Feng has received your copy. Shangba has received your copy. Zumi Sagiri received your copy. With the body of a mortal, the gods have received your copy. ... In the memory copy, the group members saw a heart-warming river and lake, heroic beauty, wind and rain, who can really lean on the building to listen to the wind and rain, and look down on the river and lake road. The tyrant's life was calculated, but in the end what he got was nothing but a mirror, and he threatened to change his life against the sky, but he was just a puppet controlled by fate. You fools, only the living can get the world. One of you is going to kill me for your lover, one is going to kill me for your wife, and the other is going to kill me for the world. Well, today, this old man will show you what the real superior martial arts are. ... From the once prosperous martial arts alliance leader, to being seriously injured by the combination of Nifeng and Bu Jingyan, after being forced to abolish martial arts by Wu Mingdan Zonghua Pavilion, he originally wanted to retire with his beloved daughter Yuruo, but was unexpectedly killed by Bu Jingyan. He came to the door. Yuruo was assassinated by Bu Jingyan in order to save him. Yuruo. No. It's not true, the group owner must be lying to me, how could I be reduced to that level? Shangba's face was extremely pale, and the extreme panic in his heart caused the exercise to retrograde, and he fell directly from the throne, spurting out a mouthful of blood. When he woke up, his vitality was severely damaged, and he had to cultivate for at least a week to ensure that his realm would not fall. He has never admitted that he has failed in his life. Even if he knows his destiny, he still maintains a strong self-confidence and continues to use the situation to achieve his hegemony. But when he saw his beloved daughter die in his arms, he really couldn't bear it. That panic created the current situation. The grievances be repaid, everything has already been arranged. Master Shuenku once told me that everything has action, such as dream bubbles, dew and electricity, and should be viewed as such. Shangba delusionally wants to resist his destiny for the rest of his life, but how can he succeed because of such a serious loss of merit? The anger in Qiao Feng's heart finally subsided. He is a person with the most affection in nature. After seeing the end of the bully, he has a better understanding of the teachings of the Buddhas. He was sent to the Shaolin Temple as an orphan since he was a child, and was adopted by Master Zanku. Mrs. Guo, it's a good world meeting, a good one can be successful, and a good one can be defeated. And Izumi Sagiri, Kongsi is such a pitiful woman. She is a maid, she can't have her own life all her life, she can only rely on others to survive. Even if she grew up as a childhood sweetheart, it is her young master. If you dare to treat Kongsi like this, it is no wonder that the sky will be struck by thunder. Don't say Gang Master Chow can't see it, I want to run over and teach you a lesson. Uncle Yang, head of the gang, I hope you will pull back from the precipice. Although you are the leader of the Martial Arts Alliance, you may not be able to hold on to this position. If you are counted in this way, it means that you will not leave any way out for yourself. This may be the future. It can't be changed. The bigwigs in the group have basically the same views on Shangba. It is okay to violate the gods, and it is not acceptable to do it by yourself. If Shangba didn't divide the situation, maybe the end would not be so bad, maybe he could save the life of his beloved daughter Yuruo. Shangba, master of the group, otherwise point out a clear path. I really want to be reduced to this level. Bai Su, the path is chosen by yourself. With your own strength, I'm afraid it's hard to beat your destiny, and it's hard to avoid what you're going through. But the world is very broad. As a practitioner, you shouldn't only pursue a mere martial arts leader, and when you discover a bigger world, you may be able to control more. Shangba, thank you. After he withdrew from the chat group, he instructed Qin Shuang to preside over the affairs of the World Association as his agent, and went to retreat directly to heal his wounds. He temporarily gave up the plan to use Kongsi to divide the situation. The risk of this plan was too high, and it completely pushed the three disciples to the opposite of him. Although Bu Jingyan and Nifeng had hatred with him, he taught them anyway. The two have a lot of skills, so it's an emotional card anyway, isn't it? Unless he uses insidious means such as sneak attacks to kill them before the situation has fully grown up, but this will mostly fail, because there is God's will in the dark, and if there is a slight accident, he will be backlashed. Example, what should I do if Nifeng's mad blood suddenly flares up? You can't kill yourself if you cut it down with one knife. Forget it, I can't afford to mess with it. Go and connect your own 3-point return to vitality first, and think about the other in the long run. Super God World. Just after Bai Su settled the dispute in the chat group, he was suddenly attacked from behind and blindfolded. Guess who I am? Someone jumped on his back, and a pair of evil overwhelmed him. Die, don't make trouble, what do you want for lunch later? There was a hint of helplessness in Bai Su's tone. This girl is so crazy. After coming into contact with computer games, she almost became an internet addict girl. Estimated that professional players are not as dedicated as her. Well, how about roast duck? I heard that crabs in winter are also delicious. Let's have a king crab. Others like blue crab, pea shrimp, and oysters are also available. We can eat hot pot. Dai thought about it for a while, and quickly ordered a lot of things. These are special products that are not found in the desert. Although she and her sister are the queens of the snake people, they will not be too extravagant in normal life. God Universe has really become a snack food. Here. Go. Fresh stuff. Bai Su blinked at Jie Xiaolun who was beside him. Recently Jie Xiaolun has become a full-time errand runner. He paid Jie Xiaolun a lot of money, enough to support the Medusa sisters for a lifetime. Got it right away. Jie Xiaolun stood at attention and saluted, with a funny look. He can get so many tips just by running errands, he has achieved financial freedom. Hey. It's still early, let's play another game. My sister and I are also struggling in the high-end game. Dai was still leaning on Bai Su's body, like a koala, breathing like a blue orchid. Okay, me an ADC spot and I can beat the hell out of it. Bai Su nodded. When he played this game before, his rank was basically diamond. He didn't expect to kill the strongest king this time, 4,000 points. Because the winning streak is too terrifying, it was also checked by the official, and it was suspected that they were brushed up by loopholes. After all, it is almost impossible to maintain a 100% win rate in high-end games. The three of them sat down quickly. After breaking down a few heroes at random, they began to choose their dominant hero. Baisu looked up and found that Dai chose Lucian as the hero in seconds. ADC. Shall we switch later? What do you want to play? Su was stunned for a moment. He hadn't thought of what ADC to take. He didn't expect Dai to choose it directly, but this hero is indeed very strong, with a lot of displacement and high burst, so he couldn't find any faults. No. I'll play the mid laner, and I'll take the lead in this game. Dai took a sip of milk tea and said in a milky voice.